Okay.
Woo!
Welcome back, everyone. It has been a lovely week since our last marvelous adventure, which ended at potential trouble with Jimothy seeing the fairies ring in front of the alchemist Tyrnell's home. You all have opted to go down the path to start searching for the arrow in the woods. However, now it is up to you to decide how you actually want to start going about searching. The woods is approximately 10 square miles, and there's a lot of ground to cover. Although, the nice thing is, there's no time limit with this, so you do have options. As
The
you're,
people more
sorry.
survival. The more survival should see if they could find any little elf boy tracks.
Yeah, I, the Axis could definitely try to do that, unless someone else wants to.
Yeah, I have shit for survival stuff.
I think it's probably you and Rangvalder that
That's
do
solid.
that thing.
Do we both want to roll separately? I don't know if assisting rolls are a thing in this game or not.
That is the help action. The help action would give the person that is being the primary roller advantage on their roll.
Alright, so
Okay.
can I have Ursula help? Because, she's got that sweet owl eyeballs.
Yes, so Ursula is performing the help action. Who is Ursula helping?
Eaxius.
Okay, so Eaxius, you are going to have advantage on your roll. Whoever else
Awesome.
is going to be trying to track, you are rolling at normal.
All right. So I'm going
Actually,
to
I
roll.
should ask, where are you searching for these tracks on this map? Are you searching the front of the home, or are you searching behind the home? Where are you searching?
So, I mean, I don't know if we know about this passageway over here because I just scrolled over and I was like, oh, there's a whole passageway up to the top there, but I don't know if we know about that. So I think I think the Axios would start with like basically from like about here-ish and kind of look around this area to see if he could spot any tracks.
Certainly.
Because I mean that's you want to start with like the obvious area before you're like maybe we should look elsewhere.
Well,
Uh,
didn't he say that he ran back through the back of the property?
were we told that?
I think that's what he said. He
I
went
think that's what
back.
Tyrnell
Mm,
said.
Oh, fair.
He went out the back to practice.
Fair.
I think.
So I mean, yeah, if we've been told that, then we can try to. I mean, it would be a question of if we can make it to the back of the property.
How are you trying to get to the back of the property? I see Rongvalder's trying to go through the vegetation there. You are noticing, Rongvalder, as you are pushing forward. I'm actually going to drag you back to about halfway. As you are starting to go in there, almost by design extremely hard to travel through without like actually hacking through the vegetation. The it almost seems as if the forest is not like it's actively trying to push you back, but it's almost as it's been artificially grown more dense in this area.
Artificially grown more dense.
It's not. So just looking at the train, like if you looked across the road behind you, it doesn't look near this dense, but it does around this home.
Right. It's a little bit suspicious considering everything else around here is so nicely trimmed that as soon as you start going back there, it just doesn't want you to go back there.
At
Weird.
least, not going through the home itself.
I mean, question: do sort of noticing that? Do I start to run into that same issue on this side as well?
You would run into that same issue on that side as well. It
All
does
right.
look to be for let's say like 150 feet on either side, just looking off to either direction. It does look like it's kind of, oddly prohibitive. Not sorry, prohibitive's the wrong word. Oddly, just oddly overgrown.
So he just said we couldn't go into his house, right?
I mean, do we want to just go around the house then?
It was like, can we go around by that garden on the left and just alongside and up to the house, the path?
Personally, I'd rather go around the house than through the yard. That's me.
Okay. Anybody that's going through the yard right now, Eaxius, as you're
Yeah,
walking
sorry, let me.
forward,
Yeah, 'cause, like,
let's let
he's walking like really chilly, like not like a haha.
yeah let's. Oh wow, my grid is completely off on this one. That's really weird. One moment.
Sorry, it makes more
Yep.
exciting that way.
Boop. Okay, there we go. Close. Okay. Um. Oh, that's slightly off center, and it's gonna bug me, but I don't care enough.
What a
As
move.
you are walking forward, you yourself and Fennon, anybody that crosses the front entryway, please make a perception check.
Absolutely. Perception is 6. Nice.
Shit.
Oh.
Shit,
damn.
wow. Just damn it.
So this is what we're doing, is it?
Is this
you
how this is?
Both of us rolled really well, but the other person rolled better.
you
Yeah.
don't see anything. It looks just like a
What
home,
the hell, man?
and nothing is happening.
It's
What
good
the
to
hell,
know-
man?
It's good to know that nothing of interest
Nothing
is happening
suspicious
here.
here.
Well, with nothing suspicious continuing to happen, just kind of making my way.
Akai,
no,
make a
I'm
perception
not doing
check,
that
Akai.
What's up?
Akai, make a perception check.
I'm not about that. I'm going with Rangbalder in this one.
Okay. Okay.
Man, we're all
Yep.
we're all rolling like super high, and it's like nah. And this is like 19 and
Question.
18 and 19, and then Kaimi just bust out the 20.
As you look down that way, it does look like there's a small tended path that leads directly beside the building, almost as if it was just directly to try and get to that herb patch to your left, herbs and vegetables.
Can I vault over the fence that's in front of me here?
Yes, it's a short fence, like 4.5 feet in the air. Looks to just if there was any livestock to kind of keep them on that side of the yard. As you look to your right, you do see what looks like a small stable. The on the left there is a gate that is closed, but it's like that half gate that you can kind of see through. There doesn't look to be any animals in this stable at the moment.
All right.
Two questions.
Yes.
Question number one. Are we able to use weapons to try to cut through some of this high growth? Because I mean, I still have a scimitar from when we nuked those dirt bags at like the very beginning, and I was wondering if that would be something useful in this
You
scenario.
can certainly attempt to hack through the vegetation. Please let me know where and what you are doing to do so.
Okay, and then my other question would be, can we climb the trees?
Yes.
Climb up the fucking tree.
Yes, you
Okay, dope. Then in this case, can I climb this here tree? Because I want to.
Sure, absolutely. Make a climb check. That is going to be athletics.
Okay, and that would be. Just a second. Athletics. So it's what? It's still a 1d20, right?
Yep, it's
I'm
going to be a
professional.
1d20 plus your modifier for it. Yep, you are successfully climbing the tree. This is a fairly large tree. It looks to go at least 2-3 stories in the air, so a good 40 to 50 feet. It looks to be fairly old. Anybody that's been traveling for a while will know that this tree's been around for a couple hundred years.
Very cool. Okay. And I'd be able to just kind of go through it a
Yep.
little bit.
Yep.
kinda-
With that roll, you have no issue climbing up the tree. You see that as you get up, you're in the tree right now, but as you get up further in the tree, about maybe 15 feet off the ground, you notice that all of that dense vegetation almost stops. So it kind of looks like almost a shelf of just vegetation as you look
Interesting.
further behind. I'm going to pause on you and pause on Eaxius. Jimothy and Fennon Akai, what are you all doing?
I think I'm gonna kind of send Ursula up and ahead a bit to see if she can sort of find a way through this, because I could probably climb that tree, but I'd rather not.
Okay, Ursula is communicating back to you, just like what I told Rongvalder, that as you get higher up, about 15 feet up from the ground, all of the vegetation almost seems to stop being that dense, like it almost forms a shelf. But that does look to be pretty constant for at least 100 feet from where you are, going back into the woods.
Boy, that's a distance.
Fennon?
Let's talk about Thorough.
I was gonna say, is it possible to shimmy along the house without disturbing the garden bed? Or
Oh, yes. So there is a tended path there. It's a small path, but you could very easily just go right beside the house and not disturb any of the plants.
all right, I will disturb none of the plants. Thank you.
Okay.
Touch a damn thing.
Can I go here and roll a perception check on anything in the tree or the garden that's odd?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. That would be that. Is that going to be an? I'm actually checking. That would be an insight. I want to say, not not in a. Wow, I can't talk. My apologies. That would be an insight check, not a perception check, because you're actively investigating.
It helps if I have the roll.
So as you look through the garden, you're not too familiar with a lot of the plants here, but the garden, the tree, all look to be meticulously well kept. You know that some of them, like you've seen some healing salves and things like that, that the plants here are definitely for. But there's certainly some items that you are unfamiliar with. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm checking on your sheet. Is knowledge nature a proficiency for you? I don't think it is, but I just
No.
want. Okay, yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that you don't know what it is there, but some of the ones that you can identify look to be just standard alchemical reagents for like healing potions and such.
Okay, but nothing evil or nothing about to jump out and rip my face off?
Oh no! It doesn't like the plants being alive and like actively trying to hurt you kind of thing.
Or sorry, something in the tree.
Yeah, nothing like that. As you two are going through there, make another perception check. This would be Fennin and Akai.
I'm just desperately trying to get us to notice this person.
Yeah, Fenton.
Okay, Fennin, as you're going along there, you hear on the other side of the wall, like not too heavy footsteps, but you do hear like the tump 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 of somebody stepping through home, almost as if it's following you all as you're going through the yard.
I'm ignoring that. I'm going over to the path.
This is why I climbed a tree.
Okay.
Well,
But
we know
100
that he has
feet
a
from where I
son,
am,
so
there's
I'm
a
just
long
assuming that's
distance.
who it is, and so I'm just told not to go in the house. Not going in the house. I ain't fucking with the kid.
So we've circled through everybody there. Yaxius, please, by all means.
I'm going to start with looking for tracks to see if we can find those here.
There are very. You don't even have to roll. There are very visibly tracks of what look to be two specific sizes. One a little smaller, one a little larger. That go all around the yard here. But you do see both of sets of tracks do have many excursions through that back gate.
Okay. I'm going to imagine because of, it's been a few days since then and it was posted. We don't know the precise time frame from when the arrow was shot, yeah?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know if I could do a roll for this. It's going to be try to determine, like, if you can see tracks that might not be like, the freshest, because obviously any that have gone out like since the listing is gone, so since, because they've been traveling for 2 days, any that are more recent than 2 days he's going to try to ignore and try to go with the most recent ones sort of after that he can. So he's trying to kind of eliminate those, because who knows if the kid has been going out there trying to look for it.
Yeah, so basically you're just trying to see if you can determine just by investigating there if there's tracks older than 2 days, and if so, you can isolate said tracks, correct?
Yep, basically.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll an investigation check, please.
Would that be investigation?
Or is that?
I was hoping that would be survival.
Oh, you know what? Let me check real quick.
Yeah.
It might be survival, because I know survival has a lot of tracking, but investigation does as well. But
Absolutely.
I will check to make sure.
That is a difference between a +1 and a +6.
That is very important.
I'm hoping for survival.
Let's
wow.
see.
I guess while he's doing that, I decided that, my ass is not getting through that vegetation, so I will just hesitantly go in here and follow the path Akai and what's-his-face took.
Okay. As you go by the building, please make a perception check.
Alright, let me do my 3 rolls.
And this would be hearing as well, so.
So this is for Ursula, first off. Wow, she failed. And then this is for me. Wow. So don't know shit. Damn, Ursula. Alright, I'm rolling bad.
Ideal.
Okay, so upon further investigation, survival is 100% tracks following. So yes, you can definitely make a survival check in this case.
Awesome. Is Ursula still doing the help action, or is Ursula busy helping you get through the vegetation?
She can
right
come
now?
up and help you.
Oh, I just disconnected from the server. Just a second.
Wrongvalder, one moment. As I see Wrongvalder has jumped to a different tree. Wrongvalder,
I went from here to here.
yeah, that is not just a 5-foot step, unfortunately. You are in the air. Any of you that are in the yard, you can see Wrongvalder up like 50 feet in the air in a tree,
Oh no.
and
None fuck.
and is going to try and jump over to the other tree. Wrongvalder,
Screaming Kia.
please
No.
please
I die, I'm
make
gonna die
an
glorious
athletics
death.
check.
Oh boy. Athletics.
Yes,
That's-
athletics.
Okay.
I'm not healing you.
Please roll high. You're 50 feet in the air, jumping between trees.
I'm just teasing.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
Dragoony boy.
so anybody that's even paying attention to the surroundings, so basically everybody except Eaxius, would hear just a Kia from the tree up to the left, and you see Wrongvalder just jump from a tree to another tree, kind of like you've seen squirrels do the same. Yeah, and just foop, and just lands on a branch and just nails it with basically no difficulty whatsoever.
Given no
I would
fuck.
shout up at her. That doesn't make you a dragon.
Alright, 1 second. I have a thing that I should have done before I entered the yard.
Still more than what you can do.
Okay, so before you entered the yard,
Alright, can I shout out sorry, we were hired by the potion seller to look for an arrow, and we would kindly like to pass through and go to the backyard, so that's just us. Sorry.
I will allow you to retcon this into here. You hear no response.
Okay, so I'll just take that as we're okay, and keep going. Sorry, I didn't think of that till later.
Mm-hmm.
I blame my data brain, because
Sorry, I'm gonna need to mute because I'm gonna be laughing for a minute.
As you scream out, "Still not a dragon," Wrongvalder screams back, "Still more than what you can do," in a taunting manner. As Wrongvalder is holding on to a couple branches in the tree, just grinning down at you.
grinning, looking up at Rangvalder. Do a flip!
Wrongvalder, you do notice
Oh, sorry.
all around you that vegetation is still present. Even looking back into the woods itself, you can tell that there's still quite a bit of vegetation there for quite a distance.
Can I try to like I don't know, like would it be possible for me from my current perch is the word I'm gonna use is perch
Mhm.
because it's definitely perch. Would I be able to get any sort of like be able to see anything that might be like littered in that vegetation at all, especially if it's something like potentially shiny like metal?
You can certainly look. I'm just gonna give it to you even without a roll. As you're looking down into the vegetation, it looks almost like if you strain your eyes, occasionally you'll see a glimpse of the ground, but the vegetation is so dense that you're really not able to see the ground for anything more than a brief flash of time, and that's even very rare.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering because I didn't know if the arrow could have potentially gotten caught in the growth because I do archery and that may or may not have happened to me
Oh,
more than one occasion in tall growth.
I completely understand, but no, you would not be able to see anything like that without actually going down into it.
Okay, cool.
I've managed to reconnect to the server. Apologies about that. The modem died, which, that was fun.
Oh, no.
But I'm back now. So,
Okay.
if I could be dragged back to the map. Sorry about that.
Actually, let me all clue you into a cool thing that I just found out with Rongvalder earlier today. Up in the right-hand corner, there's a button that says Select Map. If you select Tiernell House, you will come back to this map.
Oh, nice. Cool. Solid. Well, I'm here now.
Okay. So you do see multiple sets of tracks here. Go ahead and make a survival check to try and discern which tracks are which with advantage.
All right. Roll number one. Roll number two. All right, I'll take the dirty 20.
Okay.
Nice.
You notice that there's quite a few sets of tracks, the majority of which are the smaller set of footprints. There are some recent ones, but you can kind of, even though they're a little bit harder to see, you definitely can discern some of the older tracks here, and you can reasonably follow them for some time.
All right. I think I managed to spot some that we could probably follow.
I would like to just nonchalantly, can I please just slowly climb back down the tree and just to a low branch and then just kind of hop off over here?
Okay, so climbing down the tree, you can climb to about 20 feet off the ground. You'll want to make I believe that's going to be acrobatics check to actually land on the ground successfully. Because that's a tumble. One moment.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that... Sorry, wow.
Yep, so acrobatics is going to be the one where when you jump to the ground, you're going to tumble to kind of negate that the force that you did. So basically like parkour, you know how they kind of sometimes jump forward and then roll to disperse the force? That's what it is. So you're going to want to roll acrobatics.
Okay. Okay. What?
If you want to do a flip, you're more than welcome to do it. It'll increase the DC, but it'll look really cool.
We'll see what my roll is.
No. You have to decide beforehand. That's the thing.
Oh my
Do
God,
you
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
do a flip? Do you not want to do a flip?
I somehow managed to jump from a 50-foot tree to another tree without eating
Balls of the ball,
shit.
do a flip.
Oh. Taunting the dice, are we? Risky.
Do a flip.
Why would I do... Wait,
Do a
doing the
flip.
flip would be taunting the dice, wouldn't it? Oh my God.
We're doing the flip. That's why I was like, taunting the dice, are we?
Oh my God.
How dragoon could you go? What,
I
you know you
don't
want to stardiver?
know. What?
You know you want to do that stardiver.
I'm only level 2. I can't do that shit yet. Woo!
I'm going to rule that from 20 feet in the air, you do make a jump. You tumble Rongvalder jumps to the ground in front of you and tumbles 10 feet forward through your space, just right beside you, and lands on his feet after dispersing that force. You've definitely seen other people do that while running away in the city, but Rongvalder did it in chainmail.
Oh, I am full on golf clapping that boy. That's impressive.
Nonchalantly just dust myself off. Thanks.
Guess I lean over and say, so,
full
you
smirk.
got athletic, is that common to your race?
To my race?
Yes.
Not so much my race, but my culture, sure.
Alright, I will note that down.
For your journal? Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay. It does look like Eaxius has found a trail. Does anybody want to do anything else in the potion seller's yard beforehand?
Get the hell out of it. That's what I want to do.
So I'm going to kind of go up to the back door here, not knock on it or anything, but just say, so, we found some tracks that we're going to be following and hopes to find the arrow. If anyone's in there, good day, and,
Yeah, this poor little kid just in there, just like, who are these people? Why are they following tracks? What's happening?
yeah.
You hear no response.
I'm trying to
Actually,
be polite.
you know what? Make a perception check.
Alright, this is for me. I failed. This is for Ursula ×2.
Ursula hears that there's somebody listening on the other side of the door, like they heard them walk up, but you don't hear anything.
Alright, cool.
Okay. And
Sorry again for coming through your yard.
Okay, so
Looks back to Jimothy and kind of motions him forward before going ahead out of the gate.
I'm trying. I'm polite.
okay, so all of you are going off into the woods, which is good. Everybody loves the woods. So
I love the woods.
this is
Are
how
you
we.
saying that we're-
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, it was just going to be Axies. Go ahead.
No, by all means, by all means.
I was just going to be Axies, just trying to do anything. Why are you saying that we're sorry about going through their yard? It's just a place here. Like,
Well, we're sort of going through a place they own. I guess it's good to always be polite.
that they
Never know.
own.
Maybe
This
listening
is
to what?
what? No, you don't. What?
Well, if you are going through another creature's territory, like say a dangerous beast, you try not to provoke said beast. Yes.
Yeah, we weren't provoking them. We were just walking through.
But again, like you never know what might provoke someone, so it's always good to be polite.
That's why I stayed out of the den. I didn't go into their den.
Never know what someone might consider their den.
This is probably
I
the
mean,
biggest
they-
misunderstanding
I-
I've seen.
I would imagine that the huge blight they built upon, the beautiful earth, that's what they consider their den. That's what most people like this consider their den. Am I wrong?
I would not know. Different cultures, different people have a different idea upon these things.
Oh boy, look at all these trees.
Well, let's keep following these tracks.
Good times. Okay, so as you all go into the woods, the path slowly tapers off into what just looks like a field trail, not anything that's tended. You also notice about 100 to 200 feet back that dense vegetation that you saw before kind of tapers off into the normal forest vegetation that anybody that frequents forests would be used to. So clearly odd in nature that vegetation. So what is going to happen is right now you are searching, you're following the tracks to where the arrow goes. Given the size of the forest, this is a very good lead. I am going to make it so that it's going to be a reoccurring set of survival checks to keep tracking the tracks. At certain points, you're going to be given choices, and based on what those choices are, you may go to the correct place, you may go to a red herring. But all of them are going to be interesting.
Okay.
Nice.
So while you're saying this, I'm supposed to keep giving Eaxius help on these actions. Ursula's going to go perch on his shoulder to help give her, look for things.
Owl percent times 2.
Yeah. She will give you that advantage.
Mhm.
And I guess by doing that, she's looking, and every time she's like, "Hey, look at that," she'll like kind of poke you with her wing, be like, "Over there, look over there."
Hot.
May I have a quick question about the help action? Is that something that anybody can do?
Yes.
Or okay. And are you able to like stack help actions? No. Okay.
The help action, what it gives is advantage. You cannot bestow double advantage.
I would say if someone else has a good survival check, then someone else helping them would probably be good as well.
I don't
Does
know what any-
does so? If everybody looks at their character sheet, look at survival, and if somebody has
fat 0.
if somebody has survival as a skill that they are proficient in, you would be considered good in survival.
That would be me.
Or if you've just got a really high wisdom score, also that can help out too.
But that being said, Rongvalder
Yes.
does have it as a
I have no help.
as
here.
a proficiency. However,
Solid.
Rongvalder also doesn't have the much wisdom to put towards it either.
Ooh.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Hey,
You're
I
still
punched
proficient.
it. I punch it and jump from high places. That's what
I
I'm
think you
here
are the
for.
only wise person in our fucking party.
Ain't
Okay.
that the truth? All right.
So
Wow.
right now it is currently, let's say, high noon.
Tanu.
So
Ah, man.
you have roughly, let's say, 7 hours before it starts to get dark. Each survival check and proceeding with going forward is going to be equivalent to, let's say, 1 hour. And as you go forward, different actions or different things may occur. I am keeping track here on my sheets of paper offline.
Nice.
That way we are all on the same page, so to speak.
No pun intended.
So let's
fun.
see.
No, that pun was absolutely intended.
Okay, so we are
Always
starting
have the
off
clumsy cowards.
with a dirty 20. And we are at 12 noon. Okay. Eaxius, you're leading the group off into the woods. Definitely something where these woods, you're more at home. The sounds, the sights are definitely more akin to what you're used to. While it's not a one-for-one facsimile, it certainly feels more like the home that you were used to, that you left before. As you're going across, you're tracking, but just making sure that you have the correct set of footprints, or to keep going. Please make a survival check. Anybody that's going to.
With
Okay.
advantage.
And
Well,
I'm
Eaxius has
making a-
advantage.
Yes.
I have a question too about the survival
I will
thing.
take
Yes.
23.
You cackled about my wisdom score being not as high. So does that negatively impact my survival score? Like I don't understand.
So-
I guess.
Wisdom is the ability score that gives you a bonus to survival. I think is it wisdom? I'm almost certain it's wisdom. Anyways,
Yeah, wisdom adds into survival. It's-
so-
I've got a +6.
so just like your strength benefits you attacking things by giving you an extra damage bonus on it, your wisdom gives you an extra advantage on survival. So it add to that skill. Just like your strength score adds to the damage that you can do, or your strength adds to the athletic feats that you can perform. So along those same lines, wisdom is the statistic that is basically like your brain for intelligence being able to do that. It's more of your insight, your common sense and knowing the way of the world kind of ties into how well you can survive and track things.
Gotcha. Okay.
Shit, how has my dumbass survived this long?
Ursula.
You're not wrong.
Damn! Wow, that was immediate. So if I were to roll at any point, would it just be my +2 that I have on survival, or
Correct.
okay?
God, I'm gonna be so crippled for an hour when she
So
dies.
that already included the proficiency bonus.
So if you roll, you would roll a 1d20 plus 2
Okay,
if you roll.
but do I need to? Because it looks like Eaxius
You
has
you
some
don't
shit
need to
covered.
right now. You may need to later. Eaxius, you are able to discern that there's still a number of a number of different sets of tracks there. You notice that the newer ones that were you kind of parsed out at the beginning, those ones are even no longer appearing. So these are all older tracks that you're following. You see roughly 6 sets of tracks here that can be anywhere between a few days old to almost a week to 2 weeks old. So it looks like the foliage in the canopy of the trees has kind of made it so that those tracks don't degrade as much as they normally would, as if you were out in the open on a normal dirt path. So you're still able to track fairly easily there.
All right. Yeah. And
But,
are those tracks sticking together, or are they splitting off?
Right now, it does look like all of them are sticking together as you're going forward.
Okay. I imagine that won't be the same, but yeah, I mean, Nexus will point it out to everyone that, there are still several tracks here, ranging from a few days to a few weeks old. So that's definitely, it seems to be the only way that they're, going. So that's going to be the main thing that's sticking with us right now. Obviously, trying to make sure that he's aware of any time where they do break off for whatever reason, that he's aware of that.
Well, in terms of breaking off, I'm going to have mercy in terms of both for me and for you, and just do it at those, nice little hour increments that it's going to take instead of, splitting in between, just to.
It's really convenient. Man, it's really weird. I just always walked an hour, and then he decided to go a different way.
Yeah, it's just hour increments. So weird. Okay.
Perhaps, all the potion sellers of Tinkerer, perhaps he has quite a few watches and clocks.
As you're walking forward, you're a little bit deeper in the forest. The sounds of the birds and creatures is a little thicker, a little denser here. And as you look up, the sunlight coming through the canopy is just a hair less than it was. So it's just naturally becoming a little bit darker as you progress further into the woods. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. I will go with
Oh
22.
boy.
Okay, so you are still able to, keep a firm eye on the tracks. Right now, you actually see 2 sets of divergent tracks. One has the tracks that you've identified. It looks like there's 4 sets of tracks that go off in one direction, and then there's 2 sets of tracks that go off in the other. Which do you follow?
Does there seem to be like an age difference between them? Like, do some of them look older or younger comparatively, or?
You can tell that some of the newer tracks go with the set of 4, but there are older tracks that look to be roughly the same age going down the other 2.
I'll kind of look to the rest of the party, be like, so we got our tracks splitting here as far as where we want to go.
Well, you seem to be the person with most knowledge in this particular field of tracking. I would defer to your wisdom.
Well, I appreciate that. It lets me spot them. The problem is it's a question of when, which of these tracks from when he shot the arrow versus which of these is from when he was just sort of heading out, or if there are different ones as well. Question: do all of these seem to be the younger tracks, the younger persons, the smaller tracks, or is there a mixture of these of the because you did say that there were both those styles of tracks there of an older, or a bigger person and a smaller person.
Correct.
And
So
the Axis is is figuring he wants to follow the smaller person's tracks because likely that's the arrow shooter.
that's a very good question. I was giving you specifically just the smaller person's tracks.
Awesome.
You do see a set of the larger person's tracks going off in the same direction that the set of 4 smaller person's tracks are as well.
Okay.
Right, can you
So
repeat the tracks you have
Question.
right now, or again?
Can I also have a question really quick? Looking
Sure.
at the tracks, do the larger tracks look to just be an adult elf man's feet size or something else? I'm just asking because we don't know
Um,
much about this
when
guy or his quote
Like
kid
Sonic Elf?
unquote. So
when you were going from the house to here, the same tracks that were found around the house are the same tracks that you're seeing here. As for what the size of the tracks are or what have you, that's something that you don't have that information. But it is the same set of tracks that you did find originally when you were around the home.
I try to think back to when we met our potion seller, and I think back to what his shoe size was. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm just saying it like
Sonic.
assuming like we've got 2 elf people here. We've got Yaxius and Rongwalder.
That's an
Looking at their size, their stature, and comparing, I just want to make sure that this isn't some fucking weird scenario where the tiny shoe, the smaller foot's tracks are the elf man, and then the big tracks are for some reason his estranged ogre child or some shit. That's all I'm wanting.
Well,
to
there's
make
one question, OC. So we're about the same height, right? 5'6"-ish?
In terms of
No, in
Ye-
real life.
oh,
Me?
Yeah. And what's your shoe
I'm-
size?
I'm 5'6". What?
no, just
We're
answer the
5'9".
question.
I don't.
Because, yeah, it is completely feasible that maybe the kid has fucking clown feet, like I have clown feet.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, where are you going with this?
Yeah.
You're asking my shoe size.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking your shoe size. I have fucking clown feet. I don't think you have clown feet.
Can I look
Maybe
around
all
at like
concrete.
just the surrounding not footprints to see if there's any obvious like markings or anything?
Certainly. That would be an investigation check.
Woo, I can do investigation real good.
Please do. That is not Yaxius' strong suit at all.
I can do investigation real good.
I have a +1.
Meh.
Would you also like me to look?
Finn and go ahead.
We rolled
I
the
have,
same
I have a
thing.
+1 to it, so I figure I might as well try.
Okay, so Jimothy, you're the one that's noticing the most. It does look like as you are going down the paths, there is a set of markings on the tree that it's basically just a slash in the tree going down the path that you followed to get here. Well, I say path in quotation marks. But it does look like there is just, a notch every 20, 30 feet as you're going along in the trees.
Okay.
Hey, Jimothy, are those notches? Which set of tracks are those notches going with?
So now I would have to point it out to Yaxius and ask him. I don't know what the fuck. I can't track shit. So, I guess I kind of walk up to Yaxius and poke him and be like, so, I've noticed a couple of notches in trees. Do these line up with any of the tracks that you're noticing?
when those are pointed out to him, which of the trails do those seem to line up with, if either of them?
Both.
Ah, of course.
I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Looks
So
at
can
them.
you describe again, real quick, what the branching footprints we're following are again?
So, to one side, is a set of two older footprint sets, and you do see the slash mark in the tree as you're going that way. Um, to the other way that you see the footprints going off is a set of four small. You do see one set of larger footprints as well going down that path, and the notches in the trees as you go. It may
Can we
be.
check
Two older
for a
ones were-
difference in the notches?
Yes, absolutely. You can check for a difference in the notches. As you go down just to the next notch in the tree to the set of two, you do see that notch is fresher. And then as you go back and go to the set of notches in the path with four, that notch is definitely older. You can see that the sap of the tree has almost formed a hardened layer on the older notches. However, on the newer ones, you could still kind of scrape it away, and it's still sticky. It's still gummy.
Maybe the kid's trying to mark the direction he went looking for the arrow.
So probably a way to keep himself from getting lost.
Yeah.
feasible. So do we want to go towards the smaller tracks, I suppose, then? The newer... This is...
Would be
I'd
would be a
be
good
up for going the way that only the kid has gone.
Yeah, that would be a good start.
All right. Yeah, we can head that way. Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I'll be honest, I'm not really sure which of these would be more likely. So yeah, let's go with that.
So you are going into the path that only has two sets of tracks, correct?
And both those sets are smaller feet.
Smaller tracks, correct.
Yep.
Okay. So both of you are going down the set of tracks. Well, both of you. Ugh, let me start that over. You all are following the smaller set of tracks that only has two sets down that quote-unquote pathway. Okay, so you are able to follow those. You're going along, and you do see that the forest is definitely getting darker. The vegetation's starting to get a little thicker to go through, instead of being just like woods with just leaves on the ground. There are some thorn bushes every once in a while. The terrain's just starting to get a little less easy to get through. And it is starting to kind of show on the ground when you're trying to follow the steps. It's getting a little more difficult to follow it through, just the scruff on the ground. You're able to follow it for some distance, but go ahead and make a survival check to keep tracking further.
All right. Well, let's hope that I, keep up the luck I've had so far. And if I don't, then I blame it on the fact that we went the wrong way.
I think you're doing good.
That's one. Yeah, I'll go with the 24.
Fucking shit. Loki, don't you puke.
Loki, don't
You
do
just
it.
hear the echoing of a cat coming somewhere through the trees. It just
And the cat just horking through the trees. With your 24, you are very easily, keeping up, even though it's difficult to kind of discern it. You're very easily keeping up with this. You're seeing that this does keep leading in a direction where, just with your natural inclination towards woods, you're seeing that this does look to kind of almost be going into the heart of the woods, so to speak. Like you can definitely tell that it's going almost to what you would consider the middle if you were looking at it from the above. From the above, wow, I'm just not talking well today. If you're looking at it from above, there's definitely more of it feels older. It's older growth as you're going into this area. You also notice that a lot of the daylight has gone through, and as the sun is starting to get a little bit lower in the sky, that the darkness of the forest is really starting to come through very quickly.
All right, we're getting close to what I'd probably say is about the middle of the forest. Yeah. Which would be a good place for something to get lost. We'll probably want to set up camp here soon. I can't imagine us wanting to press on much longer. It's already getting dark. We're not going to get a lot of sunlight through. What time of day is it? Because we started at noon, yeah?
Correct. It's roughly like 3 hours have passed as you've been tracking through the forest.
So it's about 3 p.m. now. We could probably press on a little while longer, but just because of the lack of light from above, I know that not all of us can function perfectly when things start to get very dark. Might be a good idea for us to think about setting up camp soon.
Perhaps set up camp and search around this area, see if perhaps the arrow is
so many
around
friends.
here.
Well, we could set up now if we wanted to. I think we could probably press on a little further before setting up, but I leave that up to everyone else too.
It might go a little further.
I'm okay with going a little farther.
I mean, I know one person in particular doesn't have dark vision, but we do have a lantern for them.
Yeah, but a lantern is also going to be a beacon to predators.
And he's the tank. He'll be fine.
Eaxius, you also know that tracking even with dark vision is not fun. You've done it, but it's not fun.
Absolutely. And I'm being fair. Like, Eaxius is very certain he could do like one more set of these before we get too dark to really reasonably track. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly could I'll put it this way. If you kept rolling like you've been rolling, you're not going to have any issues whatsoever, even if it gets dark. But the DC does go up as the night falls. So
Absolutely. So, all right, yeah, I would love it if I keep rolling this way. I'm not going to gamble on that. I'm not going to risk us getting lost.
in the middle of a forest that is considered the haunted forest.
What
Yeah,
could
I
possibly go wrong?
Can't imagine why it might be a bad idea to get us lost in here.
Yeah, one more round's probably fine.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. So, you keep tracking through the forest. Roughly another hour has passed. As you get further into the forest, you can definitely tell the sun is starting its descent below the it's the end of the day. The sun is starting to get to that point where you're not getting much sunlight there. It's certainly, if you were out of the forest, it'd still be very bright. But inside the forest, it's not near as much. As you get to as you God damn it, God damn it, Jacob. As you get to this point, you do see that those tracks do diverge. One set of tracks does go off what looks like the same direction that you're going now, that's leading to kind of the heart of the forest. But there is one that almost is kind of going off in a way that would almost skirt it, so to speak.
Which of them looks newer between the two?
That one, make a survival check specifically for that.
Totally fair. All right. Is Ursula giving me advantage?
Yep.
Awesome. I'll stick with the 23.
Okay. I love how there's side chatter going on in chat here.
It's so much
love
easier to sass back and forth in text. I'm so sorry.
You do see that the newer set of tracks is the one that's skirting the edge. The older set of tracks is the one going into the heart.
All right. Do I know roughly how old they are? Like, is it like a few days, few weeks, few months old?
Both of these look to be at least a couple weeks old. There's leaf detritus. It looks like there may have been some animal tracks that are kind of interfering as well. Really putting like a time frame on it, if you wanted to estimate, one is probably maybe 4 weeks old, almost a month, and then one is a little bit newer than that.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's probably a good idea for us to set up camp here tonight, but we've got our path splitting again. We've got that one that's heading straight into the heart of the forest, a bit older. One that's a little bit more recent than that, just a few weeks later, which leads me to believe that likely, if it's our shooter, that could have been his first shot from the heart of the forest, and then maybe he got a little mixed up and when searching for it went this way. Or, alternatively, because we're actually looking for the shot, it might be that it was shot in that direction, and so we might want to follow the newer ones because that might be in the direction of where the arrow was shot. Because the important thing is not going to be to find where he shot from, but where he shot to, since it's an arrow.
Not only that, but maybe the older path is a way that maybe him and the potion seller always go, and the kid wanted to go elsewhere to try practicing something.
That's possible.
And,
So,
Well, but I mean, this right now seems to be just his tracks, right? There doesn't seem to be the older tracks here. at all.
there does not seem to be any older tracks at all on this route. So, as you look around, you do notice there's a couple game trails that go through this area. It looks like he may have been following one of those, but you do see that there's some rock outcroppings that are here that kind of raise parts of the forest. And things of that nature. So it's basically you're in an area where you're able to see through parts of it, but it's still very forested. I'm going to drag you all to a new map. Whoa, that is not a token. That is a background. Note that this map right now is less forested than actually is. I want there to actually be some detail on the ground, that way you can still move around. But imagine there's a lot more trees on this than you're going to be seeing.
we can just pretend that Akai set most of the forest on fire and that the map is accurate.
No setting the forest on fire, please.
Hey, where are all the trees? I thought we were in the forest.
I will smite you all.
But what will you smite us with?
That is the question, isn't it?
Tiamat.
No, I want that
Not smiting
giant
you all
Godzilla
with
monster that can
Tiamat.
bore us.
If you all want to switch to the forest camp map, that is where I am putting you all right now.
Forest camp. I mean,
How R1 do?
Up in the top right, there is the select map. And then there is one labeled forest camp. And that is the map that you all are on.
Ooh, that's a significant enough number of trees.
Yeah, it's... There
I
are a
don't
lot of
know.
trees, but there are more in actuality than are shown here.
Yes.
basically no trees. 0 out of 10.
Okay. No trees. 0 out of 10. That's how we're playing this.
Oh no, wait. Wait,
That's
they
the
did
rating. That's the rating that this
Okay.
one
I guess-
got. Alright.
So,
One thing I want to do
oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
is in this area send Ursula out flying around in circles or whatever to see if she can find anything metal or shiny.
Okay. Have her make a perception check.
Don't fail us now, Ursula.
She has advantage. Oh my god, Ursula, what the fuck?
Ursula! This is your chance.
Oh no.
Ursula sees a piece of metal on the ground, swoops down, picks it up, and brings it to you, saying, "Hey, I found some metal." The metal looks to be a rusted piece of belt buckle.
Well,
Right. Nice. All
oh,
right.
I mean,
Why
he's
is
a
somebody
fairy,
losing
so,
their
you
belt
know,
buckle?
maybe.
Sorry,
I like it.
everybody talked all at once.
I got a free belt buckle. Oh, yeah. Put
Why is
that in my
somebody-
bag.
Why is somebody losing their belt buckle in the middle of the board?
Eaxia seems to
investigation.
have disconnected.
Yep, the Axie is disconnected. I will wait until he comes back.
Investigation on the belt buckle.
Sorry,
It is
I
an-
don't know why it's doing this right now.
You're fine.
That is a old piece of rusted iron belt buckle. Or
That
buckle
old-
on a pack. It is a buckle. And it is rusted all to shit.
I don't think the arrow is near camp. Perhaps tomorrow we'll find it.
Yeah, I mean we do have our 2 paths to follow, so yeah, let's set up camp. People who need tents and whatnot, and who all needs food? I can get us some.
That would be
appreciated.
Axis will cast Goodberry for everyone. That way, it's food for next day.
You are most kind.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go around and gather some firewood with my strong or half-orc arms.
Oh shit! And this is what turned out was in you.
Also, hunt for some firewood.
Okay.
I am a very strong boy.
So all of you are doing your various camp tasks. Anybody that's hunting for firewood finds plenty of deadwood on the ground and are able to bring it back to camp.
So I'm gonna make a nice little.
Can I know which direction did we come from?
You
on
came
this map?
from the. I'm checking right now. You came from the bottom left. So that path that goes through the rock outcroppings, that is where you came
So,
out of. That one.
over here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let me heat myself that way.
So
So-
the path that goes to the right. That path, yes. That path is the path that leads to the heart of the woods. What are these red dots that just appeared? Who put
I
those
made
there?
a fire.
Berries.
Okay, that is a fire. Apparently, the path that goes up through the top of the map, that is where you've located the other set of tracks.
Whoa.
Through the top of
There isn't a path there.
up-
It's
I want.
Up
that way. Yes.
here?
I want to abort
Okay.
the circle that I was.
So what
making
is
when I was-
this path down here?
It looks to be a various game trail, but you don't see any footsteps on it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, what all do you do?
Well, I'm going to lay on my bedroll and be like. Also, I want to talk to Leaf again.
Oh, okay.
don't-
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be hanging out with Jimothy then. Oh boy, here we go.
If someone wants to
Everyone
take
watch
first
win.
watch, I can take second and third.
I'll be up. So it seems like Jimothy and Rongvalder will be up. I can.
All right.
Rongvalder can watch while Jimothy.
Yeah, so first I'm gonna have to take an hour to get a spell slot back and then cast Detect Magic, and then after that I will go pass the fuck out.
Detect Magic is, I believe, can be cast as a ritual.
Okay, if it can be, then do that.
Hold on, I'm checking now for you.
Okay, so which watch do you have, Eaxius?
And Ursula is
I'll have-
always awake and always watching.
I'll take second and third. I need to rest for 4 hours, so.
Okay.
Who's
So
got
he can
first?
Detect Magic is a ritual.
Alright, so yeah, I guess I'll do that, and without touching Leaf, because it causes some ouchies, I'll just be like, alright, turn your tail a little to the left, to the right. I'll scribble
How
it in
many
my
wa-
notebook.
How many watches are there? That's the question. How
Three.
Many?
Three is standard.
Okay.
I was asking who got the first one.
Um,
Like I can take the first. Like I can take.
I'll be on first.
second, and then third.
I didn't know if anybody had first. If not, I can take it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I can take.
Okay,
I can
then
There,
third.
first watch.
I say I can take third because if I'm going to be preoccupied with staring at Jimothy, staring at Leaf, then I'm probably not going to be very good at watching. But I can do third.
Oh, I'm only gonna be doing 10 minutes, then I'm passing out.
Okay, so this is basically what's happening right now. First watch is being taken by Kai. Fennin, Eaxius, please move your characters to where you want to be resting right now. For the
I
moment.
was gonna say I was first watch with a guy.
Oh, your first watch with a Kai. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Then, Eaxius, please move your character to where you'll be trancing. Jimothy and Rongvalder, you two are hanging out under some foliage, looking at Leaf's tail. To anybody that's watching their situation, it does look like Jimothy is looking at something that is. I mean, it basically looks at like he's intently looking at Leaf's tail to the point of, moving the tail, being able to look at it from multiple angles, but y'all can't see anything there except for that black band that's around his tail.
Interesting.
And I am scribbling away in my notebook.
Do you notice anything different?
None.
You are starting to see just the faintest clearing of the outer ring of the image.
Jimothy.
I am not touching the
Jimothy is.
tail. Remember, I am not touching the tail.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. 1d100. I heard that. Oh no! I heard that. Oh no!
Sorry,
For-
no, but a quick question. Apologies.
Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, by
but
all
I
means.
realize you're now rolling on random encounters, so I wanted to say this. When I went to go stealth, can I take advantage of the wood elf ability to blend in with foliage to do a stealth check to sort of blend in with where I'm resting?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Hold on, that is a +6. All right, 21. Man,
Okay.
I'm doing really well today.
Yes, you are.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so Eaxius, you kind of just perch yourself up against a tree, something that you've done many times in the past, and it just feels like this is real old hat for you. You kind of tuck yourself into to the tree, and it's almost as if you blend in, just with the way that you're lying there. Fennin, you notice that if you're just looking over the area and you're not staring directly at where Eaxius is, it's really hard to see him. He's blending in very well. Akai, from where you are, you're not able to see him at all. The first watch, go ahead and Fennin, Akai, make perception checks, please.
But Ursula too. Give me a sec. She never sleeps. Bork.
Suddenly there was a very large beagle that just encroached on the camera. Sorry.
Ursula, what the fuck? Man, she is not on her game today.
What are we rolling for? I apologize.
It is a perception check for the people on watch.
Okay.
Fennin, you hear, some rustling out in the trees, as if there's some larger creature snuffling about. But I mean, definitely different sounds than you're used to, considering your urban upbringing. But it doesn't seem like anything's particularly coming towards you. It just sounds like there's stuff, just going through the woods.
All right, I'm just gonna kind of warily watch in that direction.
Sure. You heard it off almost as if it was down the path past Eaxius.
Oh, good. That's one of the areas I've been keeping an eye on. Can I just kind of like wander up in this area a little bit and just sort of like see if I can see whatever it is?
Do
Sure.
you make any motions to anyone that you're going up there?
Not at the moment. I'm just kind of looking. I'm not really like.
Because then I'm not going to send Ursula to help you, because I don't know and she don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
That's fair.
So you are looking off into the woods. Do you remember offhand how far your dark vision is?
I don't know if I wrote it on my sheet or not.
I have your sheet right here. Let's
be
see.
60, I
So I thought dark vision was about 60.
Yeah, mine's 60.
For your heritage, it is 60 feet. So you look off into the distance, and you see, some forest creatures. You see like maybe some like possums and things like that, just rustling around. But as for the larger thing you heard, you're not seeing it in the direction that you're looking. You're not. It's not. Might be farther than you can perceive. Or it's something where you're just not able to see it based on where it is, but you're not seeing it.
Alrighty.
Okay. And that does it for the first watch. Who is coming on for the second?
I can come on for second.
Matthew's going to go pass the fuck out.
Okay. Jabothy is going to sleep. Rongvolder, what do you do?
Climb up my tree. I'm gonna.
Rongvolder, if you're trying to talk, you're muted.
Thank you. My dog was
welcome.
barking and I had to mute myself. Yeah, they're Amish people right
whooper.
by my house, man. It's not
there.
there. Oh, yeah, I know, right? How dare they exist? No, I climb up in the tree to trance because I haven't.
Make an athletics check.
It
Don't.
looked like
What?
your character had
Don't
a
biff it.
mustache
I was
for a
just
second
what?
there, and it was
I've
Ursula.
done this like 50 times now that I've just sat on a branch and just fucking
You
slept.
still got to climb to get up the tree. It's a very easy check. Don't fail.
Oh my gosh. Which one did you say? Athletics?
Athletics, the one you're good at.
The
You
only.
could ask if you could take a 10.
The only person who didn't get owned by those
You
fucking
could
dogs.
ask, hey, I've done so. I would.
Oh.
You still
What?
you still get up there. So I'm going to introduce
it's
you all. I'm going to introduce you all to a concept that we're porting in from Pathfinder. It is not standard to 5th Ed, but
Really?
I like
it's
it.
not.
No, it's not. It isn't.
Oh, sorry. That's why I suggested it. I didn't realize it was a non-standard rule.
So we're going to house rule it because it's a good one. If you are in a situation where it's not dangerous, and you're just sitting around, or that you don't know it's dangerous, and you're doing something that you've done a lot of times before, you can do what's called taking a 10. It means that you are just, you've done this a bunch of times, you're just going to do it again in basically an average way, and you can say, hey, can I take a 10 to get up this tree? And as long as it's not something that would be, with your score, not something that a 10 plus your score would be able to do, yeah, you'd get up the tree. It's basically saying, hey, I've done this thing so many times that I just want to, do it again.
And a big thing for it is failure can't be excessively punishing. Like, for example, climbing up a tree, something very easy, taking a 10.
You slide down.
Climbing up a tree that's at the edge of a cliff that if you fail, you'll fall to your death. No, that's not taking 10, my friend.
Yeah, you can't take a 10 on that case. Or climbing a tree during a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Hey, can I do a history check for what I know about the haunted forest?
Yes.
I was about to say, can I roll a history check for knowledge of taking 10? And I'm like, I don't know if that would
Are
work.
are you doing this before you go to sleep?
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And may I ask really quick before we switch subjects? Taking your 10, so that would be 10 plus
10
4
plus your
in that
thing.
instance. Okay.
Correct. So
Okay.
yeah, you make it up the tree. Fennon, I will get back to the history of the haunted forest because you are apparently lore incarnate. Um, Fennon,
hang on.
Hey, it's in my character.
I just wanted to come down here and tell you, Axies, hey, first watch, I heard something that sounded pretty large up to the north, but I
Okay.
couldn't see anything within 60 feet.
All right, I'll keep an eye out. Thanks for letting me know.
Yep.
So because that's close enough that Ursula can hear it, I'm gonna kind of send her up to this tree to be a bit closer to whatever the heck that was.
Sure.
Or she's gonna do it. So.
I'm just
And-
gonna sleep over here by the cliff.
Okay. So Fennon is hunkering up by the cliff. Ursula is taking watch and looking towards that pathway. You know that the haunted forest, there's not too much in terms of lore of the haunted forest. There were settlements here longer ago that have since been abandoned. It was mainly a place that the not necessarily just the guild, but a lot of the races have used as kind of like a what's the word? As a staging point to go further into the woods up to the northwest. So it's kind of like the next hop in the journey, so to speak. But for some reason, they stopped using this point of the woods. There might have been an event or something that occurred that made it that way, but that information isn't something that's just commonly available.
Okay.
Okay. So right now, Akai, are you going to sleep? What are you doing?
I'm gonna stay on for second watch.
Solid.
Okay. So Akai and Eaxius, along with Ursula, are staying on for second watch. Let me do a thing.
Absolutely, and if I can also roll basically to re-stealth under my new tree that I'm in for better watching.
Please, by all means.
Yeah, alright, well, it was bound to happen. It's a 10.
Okay.
Oh
Uh,
no.
So, as you're all sitting under the tree, Ursula, just by being just by watching and listening off in that distance per Jimothy's command, does hear that same rustling, like something large lumbering through the forest. Eaxius, Akai, go ahead and make a perception check.
Alright, let me give that a roll.
Can Ursula do too?
Ursula
Nat
already
20?
got it.
Oh, okay.
Nat 20. Natty 20.
damn.
Okay,
right.
apparently 2 nat 20s.
Everybody
Wow.
knows.
Just
Okay.
Both of us just like, what is that sound?
Both of you here off to, I'm just going to call it the north, even though it's kind of like northwest. You do hear something large, kind of just crunching through the forest, as if it was just rummaging around trying to look for food. Or at least
Does it
that's what you
seem-
assume it would be.
Does it seem to be like steadily getting closer in this direction?
It certainly sounds like the movement. It's kind of coming and then going and then coming back again, as if it's doing like a search for certain foods, or just looking around the forest. Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead.
From hearing those sounds, can I try to identify the creature? Like, does it sound like a type of creature that I might recognize?
Sure.
Like a swarm of tiny velociraptors?
By all means.
All right,
what are
I'm
you
guessing
doing?
that would be nature.
Yep. Knowledge, nature. And as you all are listening now in that direction, it does almost sound like the larger sound, almost as if it splits, like stops. Part of it stops, but other parts of it keep going, like it's stepping, and then like almost as if there's more than one creature.
Swarm of tiny velociraptors. Nope, I got a 10, so probably not.
There's a lot of various forest creatures that
Yeah.
could sound like that, but there's nothing that you can really pin down about it.
Okay, oh, that's totally fair. All right. Yeah, I mean, so kind of looks over at that. does sort of look over at Akai and sort of gesture with sort of like kind of making an expression like do you hear that?
I give a nod.
Question: was the fire still going?
Yeah.
I
It's funny
imagine
that you
that
say
by
that
now
because
Oh, sorry. What's up?
it's funny that you say that because I was getting ready to come up to Eaxius and ask if maybe we should put the fire out.
Oh.
I was going to imagine that since it's been burning this time, it's probably like down to like golden coals by this point. Like I don't think it's raging by.
Oh,
anything.
it's
We haven't,
certainly
like,
not
added-
raging, but
Yeah.
I would
Like-
say that there's still flame. It's
Yeah.
just low.
Yeah, it's like it's like it's like to the golden coal sort of stage thing where it's like very it's like probably a good idea. So yeah, with that we'll go out and put the fire just completely out.
Okay. Are you trying to be quiet?
Yeah,
Okay. Roll
Yeah.
stealth.
roll stealth.
Both of us.
Yes.
No, that's a dirty 20.
Man, just so many high rolls.
I mean,
For me and my
I'm-
bird. Oh.
Well, hopefully we've got a bonus because it's a bit of a distance away, so we will be relying upon situational modifiers.
As both of you are putting out the fire, just scruffing the coals about, the clanking of Kai's armor, not something that's like just like crunch 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 as if somebody in full plate was walking down the road, but there's definitely the sound of metal against metal as he's shifting around. Ursula and both of you do hear almost like the snuffling of what you may have heard, like thought of like pigs or things of that nature, just like a that kind of sound just coming off from the distance, as if it almost smells the smoke is coming to investigate.
Pigs.
The clink of his armor has alerted the bees.
Did you say that we can tell they're getting closer?
It does sound like the creatures are getting closer. Yes.
Stand up and draw sword and shield.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start basically, since I've been pretty stealthy so far. I'm going to be going around and very cautiously sort of starting to nudge people awake. Jimothy is getting the first one, which is going to include a straight up pressing a hand right over his mouth to prevent any possible. Like just straight up hand right over the mouth. Everyone else is going to get like a nudge. Jimothy gets the full on gag treatment because just not even play it.
But yeah, I am gonna flail a bit, so
It's like it's gonna be like a wake up.
I'm gonna flail a second until Ursula tells me to calm the shit down.
like a
What's
finger
happening?
pressed over his mouth, like clearly indicating be quiet. And then he will sort of gesture like to his ear and point in the northwest direction. Or
So yeah,
Ursula using Ursula ability on sensing that you are awake will tell you that there seems to be some kind of pigs off to the northwest.
okay. So while that's happening and he's waking people up, I'm actually going to use the feature where I can look through Ursula's eyeballs and Gooby Gops.
Sure.
gross.
So I'm gonna do that, and Ursula's gonna kind of go flying up high. Can I do a stealth check for Ursula?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh fuck yeah. And she's going to go see if she can find where that sound is coming from.
Okay, so she flies off into the distance, and as you're viewing the world through her eyes, your senses sharpen as her eyes are much better than yours in this darkness, and she sees along the ground what looks to be four kind of larger pigs. Just rooting around. They look to have almost some kind of tusks sticking out of their mouths, and they're kind of rooting around in the ground looking for food, but they are coming in this direction. As you can see them kind of looking up and doing like a and looking towards the camp.
All right. I'm gonna have Ursula kind of fly back and, well, sort of keep an eye on them and come back to my buddy, and I'm gonna, yeah.
While that's happening, going over to wake up Rangvalder and Fennon as well, making sure that they are awake. Again, they don't get the full hand over the mouth treatment unless they make a loud noise. It's more of like a very gentle nudging, finger press the mouth, like if they, finger pressed his mouth to indicate, be quiet, and then kind of a gesturing to his ear, followed by pointing to the northwest.
Sure.
All right, so I'm actually going to go over to the kind of sand here and do my best to draw a pig in it, and while pointing at you, hold up 4 fingers, be like, pigs.
Like Axis will hold back up 4 fingers, like with a nod, sort of making sure that he got that right.
I will nod back.
All right. He will. Fairly certain that everyone else is able to see that. It's like he'll be kind of gesture that to the other people around just to make sure that obviously everyone's aware, and then will make his way over to Akai as well, and very softly whisper, "Seems to be 4 of them."
Nod.
Wait, how do you trust me that there's 4 pigs?
You trust
Because
Ursula.
Ursula did it. Yeah, I trust
Good
Ursula. I figure if you're giving information that there's no way anyone else could have seen, it must have come from Ursula.
It was definitely Ursula. Yep.
Yeah.
So as you all are waking up, you all hear kind of the rustling of some of the what look to be boars as they start to come into your field of view, and they're
yes,
just
the
rummaging
pigs.
around, looking for food along the ground. Akai, right now, you are basically blind as a bat right now. It is very dark in the middle of the woods, and there is no light whatsoever. What do you do?
I stand my ground with my sword and shield.
Okay, you are standing your ground with the sword and shield, looking into the darkness. Please don't attack it. You don't have magic missile.
Somebody
Yeah,
does.
fire, right? Make a very big torch out of that tree.
Oh my god.
I mean,
EX is crying in the background. It's fine.
I said good.
one thing the Axis will do, because they seem to be getting close, right?
Yeah,
just-
you do see they're getting closer. From what you know, boars don't necessarily, anybody with knowledge nature as a proficiency would know that boars are primarily trying to get food. They will attack things, but if there is other food that's more easily available, they'll just go for that instead. So that is common knowledge for anybody with knowledge nature.
A question: could they be easily startled off? There's no reason to get into a full knockdown drag out fight, with a loud noise and possibly the appearance of another predator, trigger them to likely flee, or are they more likely to stand ground, other predator, fight?
I like what you're thinking, because I was just thinking about asking if a roar would scare them off.
Based on what you know with boars, go ahead and roll a knowledge nature, just to get a baseline understanding for boars.
30-20?
You know about the pigs. So boars typically are more food motivated, and if something is challenging them for food, they are more apt to fight for it rather than run away. If it is very clear that there's food available. Now, if it's just something where they're going into somewhere and there was just a loud noise or a larger predator, certainly they'd run away from that. But it would be very dependent on the effectiveness of said scare.
And there doesn't seem to really be a strong smell of food right around here, right?
No, the smell that you can really sense in the air right now is your normal forest smells. You do have the scent of the campfire that was just put out, so there's that lingering smoke smell in the air, but there's not too much in terms of food.
All right. So I mean, kind of with that in mind, oh, I've seen bears around here. All right. Yeah, I mean, the Axios will just kind of, look over, kind of, I don't want to waste one of my wild shades because I already rested. I really wish I had a later watch now. Oh man, because the question, I suppose. Nope, I
Would
haven't
you?
prepared my spells because otherwise I'd throw good berries at them and just be done with it. But I haven't prepared spells yet.
I could ask Eaxius, since he knows about pigs, would a loud sound scare them off?
It might.
Want me to try?
What kind of loud sound?
Yes.
Well, primarily looking at the axis, what kind of loud sound? Like,
Sound of another predator likely would cause them to want to flee, since right now there's not a lot of food around here.
slowly stares at Akai.
You can hear them snuffling around as they're moving forward. It's almost as if they're foraging for some of the mushrooms that are in the area.
Perhaps a bestior in the name of Bahamut?
Ah, raises brow like, oh.
The Axios nods like these words mean
that.
something.
Full approval from Rongbalder on that idea.
Asking. Hang on.
Yeah, waiting on.
Akai, I sent a message. Not Akai. Akaim. Akaim. I sent a message.
Let me check. That is a good question, and I like your thinking.
I'm terrified. I am actively terrified by that response.
Could we combine that?
Okay, so that is that spell. So now I need to go look up that spell. No,
Whoa.
no Akai, no Windmill.
That was not Akai, that was Ursula, wasn't it? I thought it was Ursula.
But it's Akai
I
moving
wasn't
it.
doing it.
Oh. Ursula's now the paladin. Spin to win. Attack helicopter.
So how loud can you be normally? Pretty loud. Like
Probably pretty loud.
Okay, so yeah, I'd say you could easily get into the realm of anybody standing next to you would probably be hurting, and that is for 1 minute.
Look at the instantaneous.
You gonna lay down, cat?
Let's see. Yeah, it is that. So within 30 feet of where you are. So go ahead and mark it on the map.
Hang on. Dang it. Hold up, bro. So that would
If
be
you-
okay.
Right here. I can mark. This would be the
Yes.
that spot. Okay, yeah, absolutely. You can do that. Are you doing it without telling anybody? Aside from what you've already done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool, cool.
Oh
Yeet.
no.
Are you at least gonna tell us to cover our ears? Fuck.
Probably not. Woody?
So, like, in my best imitation of Akai from that spot.
Okay. Are you going to say it out loud? What are you saying?
Yeah.
It's not a pronounceable. It's just.
Okay. So,
Can we have sound bits for these things?
Dragon Akai noises.
you hear you hear a monstrous roar that you've heard Akai make many times, but it seems to be amplified so much that just to a degree that it's almost kind of shaking, like it shakes your chest. That it's so loud, coming from in front of the boars. Everybody, please. Well, actually, Fennon, please roll intimidation.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have to get back to my sheet real quick. Is that straight up intimidation?
Yep, straight up intimidation.
This could be really bad.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. And that is against that. Okay. 1d20, and that is -3. The pigs immediately start squealing. Just. I'm terrible at pig noises when they're squealing, and all of them just, just vamoose, just completely running back the way they were going before. All of them just whoosh, just scattering various different directions.
So do any of us have to make a save against it?
Yes, all of you please roll a wisdom check. Sorry, not wisdom, charisma.
Rolling charisma
Is
check.
it possible to take damage from what just happened?
Charisma?
It would. What's the actual skill? Sorry. It is a. What is intimidation versus? I always forget. Because I was doing it as a charisma check.
Jimothy is so intimidating, or so intimidated.
Basically, don't fail is what I'm gonna rule it as.
Well, Jimothy
Wait,
did.
is it just charisma? Is it just charisma?
Yeah,
or
just-
Well, I
what
just-
gotta
is it?
roll for Ursula too.
Just a
So
charisma
that-
check. Yep.
Wow, Ursula didn't do good either.
Both Jimothy and Ursula are really shaken by the sudden roar of Akai, just out of nowhere in front of them, from a point that Akai is very clearly not at. Everybody else kind of got more of a warning beforehand, with Fennon saying, "Hey, you want me to do it?"
Hey,
Is it possible that
Yes. Sorry, wrong folder.
Look in your DM,
Yep.
please.
Looking at DM.
did whatever the
Yes,
shit,
yes, it would.
So do I
did whatever
roll
shit
again?
Fennon just
Yes,
did-
roll again.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
Right.
Apparently I'm okay. Whew.
Okay.
Okay, Jimothy.
But whatever Fennon just did, it didn't cause any damage, did it?
Nope, but it is the loud roar of a red dragon from like 30 feet in front of you that you can't see. Really, really fucking loud.
No, boy. I'm probably gonna
Yep.
fall on my ass because fuck.
Okay, anybody that can actually see right now sees Jimothy just basically fall back on his ass right onto the ground. Akai, you can't see it, but it sounds like there was a red dragon that sounded a lot like you, well, or at least an imitation of you, from a ways in front of you. You still can't see, though. Oh, I should do this as well.
What
That
in
is-
Bahamut's name was that?
I'm worried Ursula might be broken, guys. What was that?
As all of you, as that roar, the echo from the roar subsides, all the sounds in the forest are quiet.
What just happened?
I think we just intimidated them away. I would recommend everyone who still needs to rest quickly go and try to resume rest. We'll keep watch still.
Go
Yeah,
over, like, sorry, Jimothy. Helps him back to his feet.
That was you.
Wait, sorry, you did that?
Yeah?
How?
Ow.
Finger guns.
Damn it, Rogue.
Full on, not moving, kind of trembling.
Okay, so
not
still
moving.
kind of
So,
shaking
and-
and on his ass.
And
Sorry, go
anybody that can see Wrongvalder right now, he is clearly not catatonic, but is barely like, you know, you can tell that he's not exactly here right now.
You did that right next to his fucking ear, my friend.
So no,
It
no,
was
no,
not
no.
next to his
Mind you,
ears.
mind you, the sound did come from in front of you. It did not come from Fennon himself, but it still was a red dragon roar from less than 30 feet away, 3 times louder than normal.
Full on.
So Ursula's also gonna come down, kind of.
Snap my fingers in front of him.
She needs some
You okay?
pets.
Blinks a few times, kind of shakes his head, and just doesn't say anything. Doesn't say anything. Just kind of looks away.
Yep.
Not
you're
a
okay.
word.
Okay.
Can
Does
definitely
Buffalo
not
look upset?
okay. Oh yeah, both of them are not cool right now. That's not okay.
So yeah,
Aw.
Timothy also
You
sort
alright?
of like, what the fuck just happened?
So both Wrongvalder and Jimothy are both quite shaken,
And,
along with
well,
Leaf
and
and
Leaf.
Ursula.
yeah.
Woo! I got incapacitated like half the time.
Man, this would be a real shitty time for me to try something, wouldn't it?
Don't.
Oh, here goes the DM hammer.
Do it.
Oh
Do it.
no!
So, and everybody, make a perception check.
Here we go.
And
All
Only a
I'm looking,
15, so
all
you
I'm
know.
looking for is an over 5. All you have to hit is
Oh.
over 5.
Woo!
Aw.
Jimothy almost failed. Over 5 is all I'm looking for.
Well, no, that first roll was Ursula, and then her second one, advantage.
Over 5. That's all I
Yeah.
need.
Everyone gets it.
It's been about, we'll say it's been 2-3 minutes since that roar. There is no sound in the forest.
Oh no.
None. It is completely dead silent. No bugs, no animals. Even the wind through the trees is almost imperceptible right now.
But yeah, I'm gonna kind of be sitting by where the fire was. It's kind of shaking, petting Ursula, and writing in my journal like.
Red dragons be scary.
Tieflings can
And-
ventriloquist red dragons. What?
Inadvertent party trauma.
Woo! Go Rogue!
I fucking rolled a 1. Good job.
So you can see in front of you the place where the fire was. There does look to be some embers, so if you wanted to stoke that back up, you very well
Oh
could.
yeah, I'm gonna do that with prestidigitation. Just snap my fingers blank.
Okay. You see Jimothy make some movements, and the fire sputters back to life, at creating a nice small glow around it.
jeez.
Yeah, then I'm just gonna pass the fuck out again.
Ooh, fancy glow.
Yep, that's basically the light radius. Kai, as you're looking off into the forest, it's very dark, but you can see behind you that the glow from the campfire does allow you to see, at least in some dim light.
Ursula's actually gonna kind of go flap over to Fennan and land on his shoulder, sort of tilt her head at him, just like, what?
Is everything still super quiet and silent? In
There
the
is
area?
still no sound.
Can I do another perception check?
Absolutely.
Oh, come on.
Bruh.
Well, that fit my character.
At least it's not that one.
It's true. It's at least it's not in that
I
one.
rolled that one.
You know, you're still kind of taken aback at hearing a version of yourself be like, extremely loud in front of you, and you're not paying as much attention as you normally would to your surroundings. So basically, you're still. It just sounds like a really, really, really quiet woods. It's certainly out of the ordinary, but you haven't been in too many woods to have a comparison to. For Eaxius, by the way, if you're trying to talk, you're not. This is extremely out of the ordinary.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah, this is surreal. This is. He actually is like
Good
looking
job.
around like. Because I mean, like the initial sounds make sense. It sounds like a loud, dangerous predator, so everything would back off for a while.
Certainly.
Insects usually return pretty quickly. He's gonna try to stealth and kind of try to like move a bit away from the campsite. Like, does it seem like if he goes like away, those sounds are kind of returning elsewhere, or does it seem like a hush has fallen over like this entire place?
Which direction are you going?
I mean, I kind of started this way, so of course I disconnect.
Oh no! Once you reconnect, we'll have you decide which direction you're gonna go.
The direction I want to go is a different dimension. That's why I disconnected. It was just I'm going to go
Just-
to a completely different.
Bye. Yeet.
No,
Yeet. Okay,
No, it's. I think he'll kind of start with heading this way to kind of
So
take a look.
you are heading closer to the heart of the forest.
Yeah.
Okay. As you make a stealth
He's very
check
carefully
first.
making sure not to lose sight of the party. He's not like I'm going off alone. Sorry,
Certainly,
roll.
certainly. Yeah, make a stealth check.
Fuck you guys. I'm going
Bye.
by myself.
Okay.
That was not a good roll to roll low on. But, well.
As you are going farther away, you're still within eyesight of the fire, but the sounds of the forest, even the insects, still aren't. You're not hearing that low drone of just the night bugs in the background as you're going further. Please hold one moment.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Nice. Haha! I'm not seen by the terrible darkness.
You look out into the darkness, and the darkness looks back but doesn't see you.
When you roll shit, but the other person rolls shittier.
Yep.
Okay, but like,
The void
So,
staring back.
I legitimately had an experience where a person was stealthing. Basically, to describe it in a way that people would make sense, imagine a person who's stealthing with a +2 against a person who had a perception of +1, and so it went about as well as that. With it was great.
Solid.
No, but all right. So yeah, I mean, kind of listening here. So still not hearing anything. I mean, I guess Can I roll a perception to see if he notices something weird around him? Like, is there something more than just like what?
That would be an insight check. You're trying to see. It's something where you're trying to glean if there's is there something that is more than normally would affect it, like the loud sound. So you're looking for more of a presence that would be suppressing the sounds of the forest, and that is a nat
Well,
one.
That is my nat 1.
You don't see anything, and you are oblivious if there is.
Yeah, it's like looking around, like so. It's like there's something weird, but I just can't figure out.
Could I
It-
make a
it
check
just-
to see if I see anything?
Are you going down any particular way, or are you just standing at the edge of the fire?
Standing at the edge of the fire, looking towards the south, and also where that path forks.
Sure. You can certainly make a check to see. That would be right now from where you are. That'd just be you're looking for something, correct? To see if anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a perception check. Go ahead and make one. As you're looking out into the night, you look at the edges of your dark vision, looking for anything out of the ordinary. It's almost as if there's no movement at all. Even the wind through the trees, the leaves aren't really moving. You don't see any bugs crawling on trees or any night critters that would normally just be foraging around, like the field mice and things of that nature. None of those are moving either. Even for you, who has been raised in an urban environment, even if there's stuff going
No movement at
on,
all.
there's
Should
no
be
movement
creepy.
at all. It's almost as if the woods are haunted.
Oh, fuck you.
Well,
Roll
I'll go back to bed. I don't know what you guys are
credits,
doing.
Yeah, Ursula's
Roll
just gonna
credits.
Oh, hi.
Woods
Same.
are haunted.
Haunted. Hey, look, where are you? The haunted woods.
For some reason, people
It's like
thought
basement's
we even
haunted,
had
just
forests.
grabs the whole party.
Basement's
and
haunted.
leaves.
Picks up the
Grabs
party.
everybody and leaves.
Going
Yep.
straight from Necromicon. Jimothy does.
Well, so I mean, yeah, Axis will just kind of go back to one of these the trees here. Really, just basically kind of blend in with that and keep watch while everyone else is sleeping still, because right now that seems to be the thing that people still need to do.
Yeah.
Eh,
Quick question: Was
Sure.
was Rongbalder able to actually trance? That was done.
that was interrupted.
Yeah, so you can resume it.
Trance.
Oh,
luckily,
okay.
luckily, as a
Easier
trance is
said
only
than
4
done.
hours, you can resume.
Wait, what?
Luckily, as trance is 4 hours, you can resume it to try and get that time back.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
You do your
And
best.
just
That's-
going back to sleep.
Yeah.
who is taking third watch?
Someone's got to leave.
I will
I need
still
sleep.
be on for third watch, but I'd like to be able to prep my spells during that.
Absolutely.
Ursula.
Ursula is keeping watch. Who else is keeping watch?
Not I. I'm near the camp taking a nap.
So Akai and Jimothy are asleep. Rongvalder is trancing again. Fennin, I assume you're going back to sleep, yes?
Yeah, said it.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm up alone.
Axius and
I will
Ursula.
All right, I will not prep my spells then, since I'm on alone and I don't want to risk
Together
being,
forever.
I say they're on a date. It's fine.
Coo 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 coo
Coo coo coo coo coo. Coo coo.
coo coo coo.
Show
Everyone
me how
else
you
just
prep your
meanwhile,
spells, baby.
everyone else just lying there, desperately trying to sleep, but just not able to because the Axis just keeps cooing like at max volume.
Oh my god.
Axius, make a perception check.
Just the
I
Axios?
used up.
Ursula as well.
I used up
all your
all my.
good rolls.
I used up all my good rolls early.
Yep, you did. Ursula, off in the distance, probably, at least 120 feet to the south there, Ursula sees just what looks almost like just a tiny ball of fire, just floating in the air. It kind of fades from a light blue almost to a white. It's not giving off much light, but it's just like just a tiny ball, just floating in the air.
Okay, so
not
Ursula's
moving.
actually-
It's not moving, but it's just just floating.
Okay, so Ursula's gonna kind of go over to Axios, line on his shoulder, and like poke him and try to point towards the south, towards it, like, there's a thing there.
We'll kind of look in that direction. I don't know if I can get like another roll. Like he'll try to stealth and sort of sneakily move a little bit closer to see if he can get a bit of a better look.
Sure.
So I can
Roll
a
stealth.
check. All right. Well, 16. That's solid.
What is this thing's? Does this thing even have a perception score?
Oh boy.
Okay, that's its passive perception. Okay, as you look towards the south, it's definitely beyond the edges of your dark vision, but you can see off past your dark vision because you can kind of see when it ends. There is just like this little ball of light, just like it fades from like a light blue to white, just right in the air, and it's
So
just
like about here-ish, or
a little further than that. It's not on the path. It's
oh, gotcha.
in the woods part of it,
Got
but
it. Okay.
down in that direction. Correct.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, he's not gonna wake everyone back up again yet, because right now it's not a threat. But he's gonna kind of move back here to underneath the tree, but very much sort of keep an eye on that, but also like around, make sure that that's not like some distraction to make it so that he like fixates on that light and loses sight of other directions. So he's gonna definitely try to keep an eye sort of on the party and on that light as a whole. Seeing
Certainly.
if other weird things are happening, but he's not gonna wake everyone up again.
So as you're watching there, you do see that that light just every once in a while will move a couple, like 5 or 10 feet in any direction, gets a little brighter. It actually gets bright enough that it does shed light in the area, and then it kind of dims back down, even at times completely disappearing and then coming back in a different place. And you do see.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Does it seem to be a will-o'-the-wisp?
Make a knowledge arcana check.
Will do. I
I'm
have
asleep,
that.
so I can't do it.
Jimothy's missing the time of his life right now.
It does in fact seem to be a will-o'-the-wisp.
All right. Yeah. So I was about to say, it's like, man, that sounds a lot like a will-o'-the-wisp. But all right. Yeah. So all right. So kind of looking there, taking some time, kind of looking at that. With a success, because I don't know how D&D runs will-o'-the-wisp. So what does the Axis know about will-o'-the-wisp? Like, is it hostile? Is it just kind of like a thing that happens?
You know that there are two kinds of will-o'-the-wisp. The first kind is just the naturally occurring one. This is what people typically have in our real world, the legends of like will-o'-the-wisps, as you see in the swamp, where it kind of has like bursts of light in the swamp, of things of that nature that kind of lure travelers to their demise. Those do exist in this world, and there are certainly places where will-o'-the-wisps, that naturally occurring item, do occur. You also know that will-o'-the-wisps are also undead creatures. They are things that absorb the essence of creatures that they have killed. You also know that they are able to kind of move through objects. As if they just didn't care about, like if there was a tree or a wall in between you and it really wouldn't care about it. It just moves straight through. You also know that with that same ability, it's very hard to hit them.
Yeah. So like you basically need to be doing magic to hit them, because mundane stuff's just gonna phase right through.
Correct.
All right. Yep. And I don't have my natural weapon attack to be treated like magic yet. That's not for a long time. Okay. So it's, yeah, I mean, he's not gonna run off and pick a fight with it, because that's not gonna do anything, especially with it being so far away. Like, he's very much gonna be keeping an eye on it though, because being a druid, he's not exactly fond of the undead. Kind of a bit of a perversion of the natural order of things.
Certainly.
But like he's not stupid. He's not like, yeah, undead, fight. It's like a situation where, okay, there's a spider in my room. As long as it doesn't fuck with me, I'm gonna leave it alone. If it does fuck with me, I'm gonna get the cup and the napkin and like put it over it and like put it outside. No,
It's
but
like the least violent way to end that statement.
Absolutely. It's I try to avoid killing spiders, much to my partner's dismay.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
I can hear it. I can hear it from the background.
They're commenting on a spider that they've noticed apparently that they have let survive. So
Aw.
thank you.
Okay.
Oh, it owes its share. We should charge it right.
I appreciate that as well. I love
So-
spiders.
So as you're sitting watching, that the ball does seem to come a little bit closer. You can see it if you're looking at it from like above the edge of the map. Hold on, I'm Pulling it up now. If I can. Where'd it go? I had it, and then it's gone. Why are you doing this to me?
um,
So we're just gonna call it this, and you can see that there's just that little floating ball, just there, and you do see that occasionally it will completely disappear. The light completely disappears, and it drifts like 5 or 10 feet, and then the light comes back. And sometimes it just hovers and moves, but it seems to be keeping its distance from where you are.
all right. Question.
Yes.
Am I able to do like partial spell preparing, like for faster than an hour, or is it all or nothing in 5e?
To my understanding, it's all or nothing. I can get you that information here shortly.
Yeah, 'cause the main question is like if I'm able to prepare it faster, it might be kind of like sort of meditating for a bit and like I'm going to prepare exactly one cure spell to fuck that thing up if it comes closer, but not using like all of his like if I've got to do all of it, then I got to do all of it, but I don't think I've got time for that.
I mean, like, how much do you trust Ursula?
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry, cure wounds has no effect on undead or constructs in 1e. I thought it did damage.
In 5e, you mean?
Oh yeah, in 5e. So they've changed that.
Yeah, we're certainly not playing First Ed. We don't have Thaco.
Sorry, no.
We don't have Thaco, friend.
I thought Thaco was a 2e. I thought 2e was advanced D&D.
But no. It is an all or nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
After a long, or if you have the ability to gain spells on a short rest after a short. So it's either 1 hour or 4 hours, or whatever your rest is.
Okay. Yep. So gotcha. Then no, he'll just kind of. About how much longer till this watch is over, and like,
you can tell that the normal time when it'd start to be getting light, you would think you'd start hearing the morning birds and things like that. Those creatures start to sing and start up. And it does feel like that time based on your own internal reasoning. But there's still no sound in the woods.
Uh-oh.
The worst.
If you look up directly through the trees, you can see that the sky is starting to lighten just a bit. If you look up directly, and you can actually find the sky.
All right. Would it be appropriate to like start waking people up, or would that cut their rest short if you started waking them up?
You feel that it's probably an hour or two until the end of this one.
All right. Then he'll want to give them that rest time for now, because since it seems to be really slowly drifting close, like about how long did it take for it to drift that close to them?
Oh, probably half an hour. And
Okay,
again,
so-
it doesn't look to be advancing any farther than maybe like right here, this line.
Yeah.
And it's just drifting back and forth, almost as if it's watching.
All right. Yeah, so it's gonna be for right now. Really, just kind of keeping an eye on it, and keeping an eye out for other things. But he's not going to disturb people still, because obviously still wants to give them a chance to rest. Doesn't want to keep waking them up for being like, "Hey guys, there's now a creepy ghost lantern. I'm so good at the watch."
Okay, so as time passes, it drifts back and forth down here. Sometimes going behind the rock outcroppings where you can't see it. Sometimes just turning, like the light completely going away, and it just popping up in a different location. But it doesn't seem to be advancing. And as time is going on, the sky is getting lighter. Light is starting to filter through the canopy of the trees, and it does seem to be daybreak. But again, it really doesn't feel natural, even though you'd think it'd be the rejuvenation of a new day, because the sounds of the forest that were a constant presence yesterday are completely gone today. The wind has picked up, and you do hear like the rustling of the leaves, but no creature sounds whatsoever.
That is very unsettling.
And this would be the end of the watch.
All right. Yeah, it's like about that time when people are starting to get up. He'll kind of go over and help people get up, do all that, and then
As you look back to where it was, it is completely gone. You don't see it anymore.
Bruh.
Can I roll an Arcana check as I wake up to know what I know about will-o-wisps?
You don't know that it was there. You were asleep.
Ursula can tell me.
Sorry. That's what I needed to hear. Ursula does tell you that there was some kind of ball of fire out in the woods, but she didn't know what it was. Based on our description, please roll a Knowledge Arcana.
Wait.
Goddamn
What?
lore wizards.
what the fuck? Wait. Sorry. What?
So
What is that mod?
okay. So
That's a Pathfinder mod.
I will
That's a
tell you.
mod.
I will tell you, that is the correct mod.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm
So
a very learned boy.
oh wait, hold on. We're playing that differently. Sorry. You multiplied the wrong thing. I apologize. It's not that you're not that broken, but you're still broken. It is not the skill itself that's doubled, so a +6 doesn't become a +12. Your proficiency bonus is doubled. So that +2 that you get becomes a +4. So it's not
So
that
plus
you
6 becomes a +8.
a +6 becomes a +8 instead of
okay.
becoming a
That is-
+12. But
that is
still,
still revolting.
with that roll, you still rolled a 21, so you know. But you're not as broken, but you're still broken.
Yeah,
Fucking
I'm a
lore
smart
master.
boy. Yeah.
That is
Oh,
Beautiful.
also remember on rolling initiative, you can use your intelligence modifier.
Yep. I want to play a smart boy, and I'm gonna play a smart boy.
Okay. You know that Will of the Wisps, just as I told Jacob earlier, there's two versions of them. One is the naturally occurring one. One is the undead one. With a roll above 20, you also know that they absorb the essence of creatures that they attack. So they actually gain strength from the things that they hurt.
Oh, delightful.
No one heals themselves by hurting someone else.
Except Will of the Wisps and various
Except
other
for Will of
undead.
the Wisp.
Well, remember the other time I rolled a nat 20 on undead things? I know so much.
But yes, so that is what you know of Will of the Wisps. All of you wake up. Akai, you are a little grumpy because you didn't get a full rest. You had about 6 hours of rest instead of your normal 8. So you're not exhausted, but it's definitely not the perfect sleep that you're normally used to. Normally, quote unquote.
Does that apply to me as well, or just to Kai?
You would also be suffering that as well. Oh, actually, sorry.
And Fennin.
Scratch that. I apologize. Jimothy, you would not because you slept on first watch.
Yeah.
Wait, did you? No,
Wait,
you
no,
were
he
doing
was
the
like-
thing.
took like the-
jail.
Yeah, but that spell only lasts so long, and after that I would have gone and passed out. Yeah, that spell only lasts how long is it again?
Yep. So Fennin, Jimothy, and Akai, we'll argue that all of you didn't get the best sleep. If that happens again, you would take a level of exhaustion. Because there's mechanics for exhaustion, and we need to pay attention to those.
Yay!
Can we take a 5-minute break for the bathroom and Gooby Gups?
Sure, because
That
you
sounds
guys have a
fantastic.
decision to make of which way you want to go, and it's important.
I would like to
Fabulous.
go the correct direction.
Well, just make
Either
the correct choices.
direction or
Towards,
leave.
so towards the undead death. Got it. Yes.
Hey, I'll be back.
Nailed it.
God. Alright, I will be back as well.
Same.
Sorry about that.
Hello? Okay.
So, who's enjoying the haunted forest?
I I'm sorry if you're
Hello.
frustrated with me playing something broken girl, but I want
No,
to play Merfolk.
no. It's just I misread what it was. It is not as broken as I thought it was.
That's good.
That's still holy shit. Like
Yeah.
a mod of that number, like if I saw it in a Pathfinder, like, oh sure, whatever, cool. You got a mod of 12 at level 2. Yeah, all right.
You just specced
So-
into something.
So does like so does anyone else who's like, I really want to be able to roll this skill. Like that's not a weird number. That's skill proficiency numbers. Like all right, cool. But in like this game, it's like, now wait a second.
And
Pull up.
my boy is very, very smart, but does he make smart decisions? That's the problem right there.
Yeah, there's some parts of the lore mastery wizard that are definitely broken, but
I don't.
I can.
Yeah.
But it's not like broken as in like, oh my god, this is going to kill the campaign. But it's broken like, I have to remember that you have this, or bad things could happen to me.
Yeah, because also understand that Jamothi understands that this is called the Haunted Forest. The potion seller said, "Oh, it's not haunted," but I know that for some reason a bunch of people stopped using this forest, and Ursula just saw a will-o-wisp. His curiosity is piqued.
I love the word that you use is curiosity.
Oh,
and
he's
not,
curious.
like,
as Shit.
concern, anxiety.
Hey, hey,
curiosity.
right
Perfect.
now, you don't really. Well, you would know as soon as you wake up that there's still no forest sounds, and that's off-putting. But you don't know
Oh,
about
yeah.
the will-o'-wisp.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, Jamothi is very curious.
Shit, I mean, even Finnan, city boy extraordinaire, knows that no sounds in the forest equals not good.
Whereas my dumbass is going to be like, "Oh, there's no sounds. I want to investigate. Why this?" See, I might have a slightly broken character, but he will go into danger just because. What's this?
I just I just can't believe of all the things that Fennon could have tried to do to help. he decided
Triggered.
I'm gonna make a really loud red dragon roar, like right here, right next to this guy, and I was like, wow.
Dude,
I
I
mean-
was so worried that if that did damage, Ursula would have straight up fucking died. Like Ursula,
mean,
like, took
admittedly-
half the feathers.
Really good idea. Not gonna lie. Really good idea.
Fantastic idea.
Scared away the boars.
Hello there, ladies and
Bad for
yeah.
awakening the forest.
all right. Ellen,
Oh, yeah, girls.
Yeah.
So because I didn't get a full sleep, like, what's the situation with the spells in my spell book that I have prepared?
Buy units anyway, so it makes sense for us to just back the people who are going to win. By backing those people, we're now to 6
Like, am I
diplomatic
still at what I had
victory
yesterday,
points,
or
which
can I
makes
do
us
something
tied
else?
With England, we haven't even won the vote to gain diplomatic
Hello?
victory points yet because
Pardon?
you don't need to win that vote. If
Okay,
anything,
so
if you were in a multiplayer game,
spells
you'll probably
that I have
notice you're
prepared,
getting close
like,
to winning.
because
Now,
I didn't get a full
sadly,
rest, I'm
AI
able to
has
prepare
intervened
different ones today, or am I still stuck on what I had the other day?
You do not get to change your spells unless you have a full rest.
Okay. So I
But you
still
do
have-
not lose them. That is new with 5e. You don't lose your
Oh.
spells, you just can't change them.
Losing would be balls.
Now, Eaxius wasn't able to prepare literally anything, was he?
Eaxius
Well-
would be able to take an hour while y'all are setting up camp and getting ready for the day to prepare his spells.
Yeah,
Oh,
like he'll be able to.
okay.
It's just a situation of like he didn't have those prepared while while you guys were like getting ready and things like that.
If shit went down with the Will-o'-the-Wisp, he couldn't cast anything at it.
Got it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure he was not fucked over.
Give us an additional
Just for
diplomatic
that
favor
specific
per turn,
moment in
and
time,
that one
not
diplomatic
not
favor
overall
could
in
be worth
general.
Anywhere between 5 to 15 gold, depending on who you're trading with. And fantastic, we've taken control of Singapore. That's given us some era score, but most importantly, one extra diplomatic favor.
Can I just
point.
say
And
I
the
am
Diva
glad
era
there
is
was
about to
not
come
an
to an end as well.
encounter
Fantastic stuff.
immediately
it's another
after.
Dark Age, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Not
so after
only
packing
news
up
and
his
information,
shit, my
but
boy
real
is gonna be like,
competition. We've managed to get
looking down that
first
south
place
pass, like,
and get gold tier rewards, which means we'll get 2 diplomatic victory points next turn, as well as 150 diplomatic favor. So let's hit end turn and claim our rewards. Oh, lovely. Would you look at that? 100 diplomatic points are ours. Apparently
Like,
we
I
don't
haven't
also
told the
get
rest
to
of the
deal
party
with
what
bonus
was
with
seen at
That's
night.
fine.
I don't know
For
if
2 gold,
Eaxius
I'm pretty
has.
happy with 100 diplomatic favor.
Nope,
as
we're
well as also
paused
2
right now,
additional
'cause I don't think
diplomatic
Akai
victory
or,
points, meaning we're
Oh,
not
sorry.
paying
back.
for diplomatic
No, yeah, they're not
victories.
back
All we
yet.
have to do now is sit around and wait for the next natural disaster to rock an
I
AI
love playing a
civilization.
smeared
Don't worry, it's
so
going to come
smeared.
nice and quickly because it's apocalypse mode, and also thanks to the way that
I
the
roll shit for everything that's not knowledge.
Basically a 39% chance every turn
Hey,
of a volcano going off, and the more and more
Chaim, you
pollution
know,
is created,
the thing-
basically,
you know
more
the thing that I had to
eventually
ask you
have where we
about
get opportunities
in
to get
private
AI.
Which
the other
one?
day, in private voice, about how certain situations would be handled.
One moment. Just respond.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome back.
All right, Akai is using the bathroom, and he will be back as well.
Cool. Oh, yes.
We were terribly close.
Uh-oh.
That would have been one of those things where it's like, oh, well, it's a good thing I asked.
What happened?
Nope. You don't say a word, birds. Not a
I'm
word.
not saying
Okay.
anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
There was a
you.
possible thing that could have happened if things. And that's all I'm saying.
But,
There
but
were-
those are fun to know.
There were possibilities. Trademark.
Rainbow hands. Like
Yeah, that
rainbow.
I literally did the rainbow hands
Yeah,
with
me
my hands.
too.
Imagination.
You guys are great.
And I might be a smart boy, but you could totally lead me by the nose into absolute danger.
Who says I haven't already? You guys are in the middle of a fucking haunted woods, man.
Yet at this point in his life, I don't think Shimote has a real sense of danger and dying. That's
Oh. Hmm. Um, apparently, spells per day is 1 minute per spell level of the spell.
Oh, all
Uh,
right. Well,
I
I'll
was
just
look,
hold
I
it out
was,
for the
l-
future.
I
I'm
was
back.
looking into it, and it's like, oh,
Whoa.
there we go. Okay,
Oh, so
friends.
it basically takes me what? Oh
Like,
no, it doesn't take me 3 minutes to prepare, but it only takes me a handful of minutes.
yeah. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
fair enough.
Nope.
okay. So, all of you wake up. It is light in the forest, but no Akai, no helicoptering.
You know who can helicopter? Blackbird!
Oh my god.
it's almost
Helicopter.
it's almost as if there's some kind of pallor over the woods. It just doesn't seem as vibrant as it did yesterday. You can tell the sun's shining up through the trees, and you can see like the light coming through the canopy, but it just doesn't seem as lively. The sounds aren't there. It just seems off after last night. What do you guys do?
I did it.
Something really wrong here.
I know, isn't it fantastic?
That's not the
This
word
is a
I would.
mystery.
That's also not the word I would use. But
See, Jimothy was upset at first, but now he got new knowledge, so he's happy.
Absolutely distracted.
that man's gonna be the death of every one of us. I swear.
I mean, people used to use this forest as a staging area to get from point A to point B, and they stopped. I wonder, ooh, maybe we can solve this and figure it out. So who wants
Maybe
to
we
go
could
south?
go north and get pork chops for breakfast.
Or we could,
Or
go
we could
south.
finally get the fuck out of here. There's also that option. But
Gotta get the arrow first.
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the arrow.
Find
Maybe-
the arrow and then get the fuck out of here.
We don't necessarily have to. There's no time limit.
Well, maybe the arrow is. We
So
could
we
just
could just
wander
get the
around for a
fuck
bit,
outta
and if we stumble across the arrow, if I recall, there were some paths leading to the south, and I think that would be a worthwhile place to investigate.
Eaxius, you remember that the two paths for the tracks that you found were off either to the path to the northwest, and then the path to the northeast. The path to the northeast was newer. Sorry, was older. The path to the northwest was newer.
So we've got the two paths. This one here seems to kind of be leading to the heart of the forest, a bit older. This other one here seems to be a bit newer, and it goes a bit away from the
A bit away from the heart of the forest. Correct.
forest. Seems to be more skirting around it. So the question
It
is, do we wanna head in?
it skirts around the forest, but it's definitely not going in that direction.
So I suppose the question is, do we want to try to head into the heart of the forest when these woods are haunted? Might be where things are. Same time, we could try to sort of swing around it.
I'm up
What?
for. I'm up for whichever direction you think would probably be. Part of me wonders if the
If
kid
I
went
had-
off on. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I had to make a guess, I would say that between these two, we might be better. Okay. So let me explain my thoughts, and then I'm open to suggestions as far as why either one might be better. Between these two, it's likely that if we're on the right one, the one in the heart of the forest is where he shot the arrow from, which means the second pathway might be him trying to find it. The issue is that there are several days in between that, so while this path may be leading us in the direction that the arrow was shot, there is also a very good chance that he was already kind of lost, since it was a few days later by that, assuming that's the case. And also, since he didn't find it, I don't know how useful us following his path going there would be. So I could see an argument for either. of basically trying to go in the direction that we likely shot it in, assuming that one of these is correct, or that he would have gone to and shot from. What are people thinking?
I like the direction he probably shot.
All right, then
Shot to
So
or
the
shot
fresh-
from?
Shot toward.
Then let's go with the newer path then. And that's, again, this is just me hypothesizing. No real
also-
knowledge. This could also be an entirely wrong path. We might need to end up doubling back, but
Right. My thought process is if the kid was trying to do something without his dad knowing, and let's say they use the other pathway often enough, well, maybe
Well,
he went somewhere else so he could do something great, which would be
we have
this
only
pathway.
seen his paths here. The
Mhm.
paths of Chernel are the entire other direction. So
Right.
so but no, I do understand that. So as far as here, it's quite possible. So sure, let's go with the newer path.
The newer path it is. Oh, goody. Make a survival check.
All right. Is
Oh.
Oh no, I'm
Ursula will
worried.
come help dig in.
As you get over to where the tracks that you identified yesterday were, you can see that there's quite a few boar tracks just scattered about the area that do look to be interfering just a bit. It's as if they were running away. Wow. Okay, never mind. My description is useless, and I should feel useless.
I look at the boar tracks. I ignore them.
You successfully you are following the tracks from the path that led to the northwest. You do see as you're following these tracks that there are no longer slash marks on the trees as you're going forward. as you're going along, the longer you travel this way, as you're following the tracks, the more verdant the forest looks. The pallor that overcame it before is no longer present. Everything looks vibrant with lots of colors as you're going forward. Just so much greenery. The sounds of the forest are starting to return, but none of the creature sounds. Mainly just the kind of the bug sounds that you're normally used to. Adrak, that is noted. Perfect.
Awesome.
One moment. I'm marking that on my sheet. Tree. Got it. Okay. As you're traveling along this route, you're going into this area that's just vibrant with plant growth. Eaxius, as you're leading the group down here, you are starting to see plants that really don't belong in this area of the world. It's just as if things are growing out of an unnatural situation, not like the controlled growth that you saw around Tiernell's house, how it was that, just the 15-foot high area. But it does seem like, things are just getting more and more, not even necessarily dense, just varied in what's growing.
Groans of increasing discomfort.
It's certainly
Are
out of the
they-
ordinary.
Do they seem to be plants that could survive in this climate, but it's just that they're not native to here, or does it seem like something might be sustaining them outside of what they normally would need to be sustained?
Make a knowledge nature check.
Absolutely.
In fact, anybody that has knowledge nature as a skill, I think it's just Eaxius, but knowledge nature as a skill that they're proficient in, please make a knowledge nature check.
I'm not proficient, but I have a +4.
I'm gonna argue as a lore wizard you
Okay.
could probably do it, but you only roll once.
So if we have any positive modifiers,
Jimothy don't know shit.
if it's
If
because
if
I
if you're
have a
not
positive.
if
That
you're
is
not
maybe a tree.
okay, one moment. If you're not proficient, if you have anything like above a plus 4 or above, I'd allow it in this case. But otherwise, no.
Okay.
Okay. So, Eaxius, you're noticing as you're going along, a lot of the plants here, they're definitely not native to this area. You think you see, think the ones that you see the most of would be things that could flourish here if given the proper amount of care and time. Um, but this definitely isn't a tended area, and it does seem like there may be something else that they are subsisting off of or growing from. Do you continue down the path?
Mm, Burns and
I mean,
increasing discomfort.
he'll share this information, with the party that, hey, so looking here, the plants are getting weird. They don't seem to be ones that would normally be out here.
Can I do an investigation check after?
Yeah, go ahead. Investigation. This would kind of tie back into that knowledge nature, but you can certainly investigate the area.
I rolled a shit.
Just like I said for Eaxius, the plants in the area certainly are out of the ordinary. And it does look like just not looking at the nature side of it, but just looking at how the plants are set up and growing, it almost seems like things are growing on top of each other and just out of crags in the rock that normally wouldn't support life like that. So it's certainly out of the ordinary.
Strange.
What do you all do?
I asked you a question in private momentarily.
I want to go grow some plants.
Make what check would that be for you?
That's why I'm asking. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm pulling up your character sheet.
It'll be every check. Just roll a check for every single fail.
Can it be athletics? That's the thing I'm clearly best at.
Roll knowledge history.
Okay.
The ideal check. Athletics. Get in the flow, and that helps me know things.
That's +3, right? I
Correct.
think. Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah. My nat one.
Hi, friend.
Hello, friend.
Hey, guess what?
Guess what we're walking towards?
Green Dragon Corpse.
Oh, that's what I fucking thought. You.
And you know what? No, here's the thing. I have this written out. You guys took the path to the Green Dragon Corpse. I did not push you towards it. I had this figured out, and you guys took the path towards it. I didn't have to do jack shit.
As soon as he started talking about the plant growth, I was like, oh no, groans of discomfort. Wow. Alright, character roll as fuck, let me tell you.
In
Hot
character, you know that you can put 2 and 2 together that this may be due to Green Dragon effluence.
Affluence?
Or effluent effect. It's like an environmental effect, but you know that this could be due to a Green Dragon corpse being in the area. If you guys push forward, it'd become more obvious. So you could kind of play it as like you're wary, and then as you push forward, you kind of yeah, it's definitely this because I'm gonna.
Should I mention anything immediately?
You can certainly react like this isn't normal at all. Like you at this point you probably wouldn't put together that it's a Green Dragon corpse, but on the next one, if you guys push forward, it's like, hey, I heard of things like this from my parents.
Okay, okay.
That type of thing.
Oh boy.
If you push forward. But the first time it's
Okay.
just like you agree with everybody that it's, this is really out of the ordinary. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Cool
Okay,
deal?
can I be visibly on edge? Yeah.
Yeah, visibly on edge. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Rad.
Cool. Here we go.
Oh.
Hello. Go
Hello,
ahead.
friend.
So now
Hello.
on trees. Sucks.
Here, I'll help you. I'll help you with the first part. As you all continue down the path, Rongvalder it just has a look in his eyes as if he's remembering something from his past, and he just suddenly, you can visibly see that he's a little on edge from the surroundings.
This is very, very out of the ordinary. I'll follow what you guys choose to do, but I'm not sure of how to feel about this.
What do you want to do?
Probably not be here if it's making Rangvalder antsy.
Is there anything in particular that would be making you antsy?
I think to be fair, I think the surroundings are making a lot of people not happy.
No, but this is it's a little bit different. I mean, I can't tell immediately because we're not, I don't think we're far enough in yet, but I've heard about stuff like this from my parents a long time ago, and I mean, if we go a little bit further, I could probably tell for sure, but I don't want to say anything right away, just in case I'm wrong. But
Eaxius, if you are talking, you are muted.
Oh, sorry. Was thinking. Sorry. Oh, am I muted?
No, you're talking
All right.
now.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Who
Because I
don't?
realized. Wait, I wasn't just. I just wasn't saying things.
Muted.
Wait, am I muted? Am I now just talking to nobody?
sorry, I'm just nervous because I also don't usually take the spotlight when speaking. So
No, you're all good. Sorry, was just trying to think about that. Okay.
Well, I'm like, both of our elf and our half dragon elf are not happy here, and both of them do survival. So maybe we shouldn't be here.
We can turn around. It's so. It's unusual.
You do see that the tracks do continue towards this area.
The tracks are continuing. We are still on the path, at least as far as I know.
Correct.
The whole issue here, and I'll just be entirely frank, is the fact that after seeing a will-o'-the-wisp last night, I will be uneasy no matter where we are in this forest. But I know that we're not going to leave this forest because we got to find an arrow. So.
Well, also, there is the danger of a child.
I have a question in private for you. Sorry, just letting you know.
Okay. A child is searching this forest, and what if that child runs into danger? Perhaps it would be responsible of us to take it out if we come across it.
It would be irresponsible for us to take what out? The arrow?
Well, to find the arrow so the child stops wandering this potentially dangerous forest.
Okay, no, I get what you're saying now, yeah. I getcha.
You are playing the responsibility card.
It makes sense. And if it is what I think it is, then it would make a hell of a lot of sense why the kid would be having a difficult time getting that arrow back.
So, making a call. Are you pressing forward or are you turning back?
I think we should press forward.
We have one for press forward.
Drew, this falls under your expertise. I'll follow you.
I don't like it, but I also don't like the idea of a kid getting lost back here. So I'm kind of like begrudgingly like fuck my life. So
I don't I don't want to abandon this. It's just very. All right. No. We should press on, eliminate this pathway completely at the very least, and then we can double back. If nothing else, then that means we're doing cross-elimination. And I would hate for us to start down one of these paths and then turn back when we need to come back later.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
As you continue down the path, following the footsteps become harder and harder to follow, but you're still able to keep up. The foliage along the ground, it's almost as if the creeper growth, the ivies, the forest moss of the ground is starting to take over any space along the ground. As you're looking around, the types of vegetation is becoming even more exotic. Eaxius, it's very noticeable to you at this point that plants are growing here that normally would not survive here. Either ones that are in Adrek, I'm going to come back to that here shortly.
Alright.
Amy, going for things that are not of this area, things that even like desert growth, which normally wouldn't do well in a wet environment like this, is doing it. Growth that is for very hot or very cold climates are growing in the same place. It's certainly things that you wouldn't normally want to do. Rongvalder, you know, based off of what you were told earlier in your life, that thing we discussed, it's almost certain that it's a result of that. Anybody that is looking at some of the plant life, it's almost a lot of it's colorful to the point of almost as like a warning sign. And some of it is very, very dull colored to try and blend in. Eaxius, you would know that a lot of the species here do look to be poisonous as you're going further on. Please, and that's about where you are. You can see that probably maybe 300-400 yards ahead along this pathway, which looks to be actually forming a natural pathway. There looks to be a clearing with a bunch of plant life in it. Going back to Adrak, with that thing that you're doing, how are you marking it on the trees? Are you spreading it with like a hand? Are you just throwing it at the tree? How are you doing it?
With a finger.
With
It's
a finger?
symbol.
Okay. As you're getting closer and closer to here, you're almost, as you go up and you're touching the trees, you almost see that the tree growth almost follows your finger as you're drawing on the trees. It's not doing anything. Like, it's not trying to grab you, but it almost looks just of the growth of the tree, like the mosses, the ivies of the tree. It's almost as if it follows the marks that you leave on the trees.
That's not creepy at all.
If
Don't
anyone cares to
touch.
stop for a few minutes, perhaps I could go ahead.
Don't touch anything. Don't touch a single fucking thing. Don't touch anything. Not a single thing.
If anyone cares to stop for, say, 10 minutes, I would think it might be worthwhile to cast a spell, see if I can detect some magic.
I could. I have.
Or if you know something you wish to tell me.
You are allowed to say at this point, yes.
Would I be able to be like, you don't need to? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you would be able to tell them what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell you right now, you don't need to cast anything at all. Everything that's going on around here, there has to be, or there has to be somewhere. There has to be a dead a green dragon corpse somewhere up ahead. There's no way that it can be anything else by this point.
Green dragon corpse.
Yeah. Their corpses, when they die, they completely mess up the wildlife in the area that surrounds them, and pretty much everything here is poisonous, so don't touch it.
Yeah, that's just what I was taught to warn people. So, good job. Yeah, be careful.
Squints. Backs away from the tree slowly.
Yeah.
Yaxis, you do see that the footprints go further.
Okay. So they continue still through this poisonous area, even.
You can see that the plants that are poisonous are tending to stay just to the sides of the path. They're not on the path itself. It just looks like there's creeper vines, there's moss on the path itself, almost forming a natural pathway through the woods.
Okay. Well,
Let's see. One moment. I'm going to pull Akai to a different channel real quick.
Oh, boy.
With your parents about other types of dragons. In
I feel like I would've-
in terms of not like, oh, like the history of dragons and what happens when they die. Not necessarily the oh, we're just better than all of the other dragons because we're red dragons type thing.
I feel like some of the political classes would have gone over some of the high-level stuff with dragons.
Okay, make a knowledge history check when we get back in the channel. If you roll above, this was a pretty high DC. If you roll above an 18, you would know basically the same as what Birds just said.
Okay, is that a 1d20 plus history?
Plus history, correct. 1d20 plus history.
Okay.
Okay, I'll drag you back in. One moment. Yeah, you know the same.
30-20. Alright. So who here thinks that the odds are that that damn arrow is stuck in the damn dragon?
You know what?
I could send Ursula forward to find out.
That's probably exactly what the problem is.
So we're going to the
Mirthful
dragon.
chuckle. Just mirthful
Alright.
chuckling. God damn it.
Children do.
For all
Yeah.
intents and purposes, I am switching out my finger for the tip of a dagger.
Perfectly okay. In fact, wise decision.
Extra bonus, you get poison added to your dagger.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. You guys are pushing further.
Oh boy, let's go hug a dragon corpse.
My dumbass wants to so hard.
I advise against the hugging.
Hug it.
Just uncomfortable grumbling.
Don't be rude. You're in its forest. Hug it.
Okay, so do you all press forward?
Hell yeah.
Uncomfortably, yes.
Oh, hell yeah. Excitedly.
Okay, so as you push forward, you go that the 200 yards that I spoke on before you get to a clearing, and it's so strange. You get to the clearing, and the plant life almost has formed a circle, just almost as if it was a dome around this area. So if you were looking at it from above, you wouldn't be able to see it. It's almost completely dark, but there's bioluminescent. There's just not like spores, but there's just plants up above that almost cast everything in just almost like a sickly green light as you go into this area. And along the ground around the corpse, the ground is almost just completely mossy. There's no like bushes or anything like that, but as you go into that area, you see in the middle there looks to be the bones and just scales along the ground as if the scales themselves fell from the body before the flesh rotted away, and you see what looks to be the remains of a skeletal uh, green dragon. Green dragon scales litter the area around it. All of the plant life as you go into that circle, the dome around it has very wicked looking thorns. Some of them ooze red sap as you look at them. Some of them look to have what look like almost like sacks that kind of pulsate as you walk by, as you go into the area.
What does it smell like?
Delicious.
You
Probably
know
a
what?
weird question, but
No,
what does
no,
it smell
that's
like? That's an important
as
question.
you inhale, it smells like the almost like a sickly sweet combined with an earthen loam. So like that smell that you have when you pick up a really nice if you've ever picked up like farmland dirt that had just been freshly tilled, that really nice earthy smell, but there's also like a sickly sweet backdrop to it, as if it's unnatural and there's something behind it that's going on. Jimothy, I will get to that. I am locking in that action. Are you going to get them, or are you having Ursula going to get them?
Oh, I have a plan.
Okay, please. Okay, Jimothy is writing in his book. Okay, please, by all means.
Mage hand, bitch.
Do you cast Mage Hand?
Hell yeah, I cast mage hand.
Is anybody but before I resolve the Mage Hand action, is anybody else doing anything?
We're at the corpse, right?
You are near the corpse. You are not like at the corpse. Hold on. I don't actually have a map for this, unfortunately.
That's a sad kazoo.
I wish I did, but let's say that
Could we use this map and have that
yeah,
circle
that
down to the
that's
lower
that's
left?
yeah, actually, let's say that this circle of rocks, I'm going to draw on the map. And we're going to set the background as transparent. Okay, so we'll say this circle of rocks that apparently I just did not draw. Boop. Okay, it's not drawing correctly. That's lovely. Okay, that circle of rocks. Did that show up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And are we south of it?
Yes.
You are south of the circle of rocks, so you're just coming into the area. The
How far
dragon
south?
corpse. Let's say you. So the entire circle is the dome, and the dragon corpse is right here in the middle of the dome.
Okay.
So
So it's
the
pretty tiny.
it is a tiny clearing. The
but
dragon
it does
corpse
hold-
the dragon corpse is tiny. It does look like some of the bones are kind of collapsed in on each other as if they've been resting there a long time. But it is something where they're only occupying about 10 square feet.
So it might have at one point been a large creature, but
It's
It was
it's
not like
certainly less so now.
it was definitely not like ever an ancient dragon.
Correct.
It was definitely not.
It was
No.
not an ancient dragon. Correct.
With being
Okay.
that small, yeah.
Okay. Would there be any way to tell the general age of it? Would that be something?
Based off of the size that you're seeing there, it was probably a juvenile, maybe a young adult, but you can't really tell unless you got right up in its grill.
Interesting.
Walking around looking for a way in.
You can tell that off to the side here, we're just gonna I'm just gonna draw right here. We're gonna say that right here. That's an eraser. We'll do this instead. Draw. Boop. That was not what I wanted either.
I
It's
kind of
so
see where you put
hard.
it.
Why is this not working for me? I hate this. I hate this so much. Why are you not letting me do the thing? Okay. Yes, right there. That is the entrance to the area. And you could get in to look at the bones, etc., from there. It is flat land up to that area. It's like ivies and mosses. As long as you're watching your step, it's not difficult terrain.
Okay.
Alright.
I've hollered back at everybody that I found an entrance into it.
Okay.
I'd like to roll a perception check to make sure that there's nothing funky about going in there.
Same.
Same, please.
Anybody? Roll perception.
Ah!
No.
Oh, so Ursula first. Ursula does good for once. I'm not even gonna bother with my ass. Oh, Finnan. Oh,
Oof.
Finally
Oh.
balancing out my good rolls with that nat one.
Ursula only gets one roll for this, but she would get it on that roll.
Okay.
Fennin gets it. Nobody else does.
I'm just gonna say I'm fucking uncomfortable as shit, so my rolls are shit. There we go. It's in character uncomfortable.
Fennin and Ursula, as both of them are getting close to the dome, that smell that has been pervading the area just smells so much stronger as you're getting close to there, and you can tell that there may be something more to it. Just based off of your experiences, Fennin, your time in the Rogues Guild has basically given you some insight into some of the more non-stabby ways to work with people, and this the smell that you're smelling really reminds you of some of those teachings, the way that they went about showing you. So that's just hitting the back of your mind of like, hey, I've smelled that before. Ursula, even though she is not of this plane, there is a primal fear of going into that circle.
Oh, shit. If Ursula has fear, then that's worrisome. That changes things. Well, I guess from the outside, can we do a perception check to see if we see an arrow?
That's poison.
I was about to say, can we look around to see if there's an arrow anywhere nearby?
Absolutely.
Or that we
You can walk around the entire dome. I'm
Fennin
just going
strongly
to
recommends you do not walk inside the dome.
I'm just going to
Also
tell you.
fly over it, maybe?
Yep, flying over, flying around it. You do not see an arrow that matches the description of what Tiernell gave you.
Well, unless we think that it's in the spooky magic clearing, I think we can safely turn around and leave this here, unless someone has a pressing reason to go in there.
Oh, I'm not going in there.
Wasn't Jimothy casting something?
Why did you give such a specific denial? Why did you give such a specific denial about my statement?
Oh, I'm not going in there. I cast Mage Hand.
And Jimothy,
stop.
Jimothy,
Stop.
use your words.
Nope. Action is performed.
I
As-
Say what I did with the
AOO.
Mage Hand.
He cast melee.
Nope. AOOs are only if leaving a contested space.
Isn't casting defensively required, or is that not a thing in 5e?
It's not a thing in 5e. AOOs are.
Really?
Hold on.
Wow.
I'm making sure.
Because I'm gonna
With
whack
AOO.
him. Attack of opportunity.
I just cast Mage Hand. I didn't do anything yet.
That's casting a spell.
5th edition. Casting or shooting in melee doesn't provoke, but it's done at disadvantage.
Okay, fair enough.
but you would have had to, be in combat.
It's just
Not my
nature.
staff.
I have.
Okay.
I have a.
Okay,
I have a
so
question for you, Kym, in private. Sorry.
yes, I'm looking at the. Yes,
Oh
you
boy.
rolled a nat
okay.
20 on greens.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I rolled a nat 20 on greens, so then I know greens. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Jimothy, I want you to roll a 1d20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay, that would be the +4, right? Or
Correct.
Okay.
What I know.
Watch me
whatever-
roll like shit.
What I know. Whatever you told birds, since I rolled a.
No,
wasn't a
that is because of the nat 20
Okay.
specifically. Sorry, I'd love to give it to you, but no, unfortunately.
Just make sure.
Don't worry. I'm sure I'll be sharing the information with you soon enough.
Eaxius, please roll to hit if you are wanting to interrupt the spellcasting. You are you are at a disadvantage.
There.
Yes.
Oh, while this is happening, can I look around the area, not the corpse, but the surrounding area for anything potentially that
Make
I
a
mentioned
perception
to you?
check, friend.
Okay, sounds good.
Ha! I guess.
Um,
Disadvantage was unnecessary.
disadvantage was unnecessary.
Oh no.
Oh boy! All right.
Okay, so a couple things happen all at once.
Oh boy.
As soon as Mage Hand is cast, before anything happens with it, you remember that silence that went away as you came to this area?
Oh boy.
It came back.
Oh boy. Get me all excited.
As the Mage Hand tries to go past...
Hey, I haven't sent it past the barrier yet.
Okay, were you going to?
After I did a thing, yes.
What was the thing?
I was going to take my 50-foot rope out of my bag, tie like a slip knot on it, and give it to the hand, while I hold the other end.
That would involve another turn to try and be interrupted. You are actively being accosted by Eaxius, who is failing at accosting you. Do you react to this at all?
Aria.
Use your fucking words. What are you doing?
I want to get some of those bones.
Do not.
Why?
Do not.
Because this is
her
a
action
haunted
and the sounds
forest.
back.
And
Okay, yeah. The sounds the sounds disappeared as soon as the spell was cast, but the other thing hasn't happened yet. Yet being the keyword.
Wait, the sounds came back, or
The sounds are gone. As soon as the spell was cast, which was successful, the sounds disappeared.
While this is happening again, I looked around and I rolled. Just letting you know.
I've got my hand on my sword.
because this is a haunted forest, and that is clearly a weird-ass fucking circle, and all the sound is gone from the forest again right after you cast the spell, Jimothy. That's why.
Yeah, more reason to investigate.
No.
Sometimes you have to say no.
12.
You don't see anything.
12? We were talking about them Pathfinder modifiers earlier, and I ain't liking that number, man. Alright. I literally can't roll that high. What the fuck? Alright.
Jimothy, what are you doing? You still have Mage Hand out. It's still active.
So hard. They're telling me no, and Ursula's scared. I'm just like, I don't
Ursula
know.
Ursula is very scared. You can tell even from all of your interactions with Ursula, she is like petrified right now.
That is not like her. I'm just like,
Can I roll to see if I can bump Jimothy's elbow with my sheath?
Sure, roll to hit. I'm just saying it's a static against what Jimothy rolled before. Actually, is Mage Hand concentration?
no.
Because if it's not concentration, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it's not. It's Mage Hand.
Nope,
Doesn't matter anyway.
doesn't. You rolled a 1d8, not a 1d20, but still.
I thought you said roll hit.
Roll 2 hit, not roll a hit.
Oh, sorry.
But it is not a it's not a concentration, so literally it wouldn't interrupt anything unless you were trying to knock Jimothy out, which I don't think any of you are yet.
Not yet.
I'm
I
just-
guess
I
because
would-
Ursula's scared, or I can be interrupted for it's fine.
I would like to add on to what I said in text just a hot
Mhm.
second ago, because I'd rather just say it. Do you guys know how green dragons like to hunt?
No.
Do any of you
I sure don't.
know anything?
I mean, would that be a role that I could do?
Knowledge nature for you specifically.
Okay.
Your knowledge
this-
history didn't hit that. Knowledge history for you was both all of the roles I've been having you all do have been tying into green dragons, whether it's the life of green dragons or what happens when they die. And none of you have hit it. It's actually a 20 or higher. So
Which-
Axius, you know from this, green dragons, the corpses can cause this. You haven't ever really heard of anything like that before, but it does seem like the corpse of dragon can kind of pervert nature in such a way now that you're seeing it in front of you. But as for how green dragons hunt, you would have had to study dragon behavior intimately.
Guess who has? Haha!
No, we haven't. Enlighten us.
They like to stalk.
Everybody make a perception check. None of you see anything. Carry on.
Don't see anything right now.
That's
It's
not what I
time.
said. None of you saw anything.
No, that was me saying it as character, saying I didn't see anything. But we are talking about a dragon here, so take that
So
how you
probably-
may.
What do you guys
Oh,
want
no.
to do?
Probably a good idea to get out of here because I've got to be honest, even a young dragon is a terrifying prospect.
Yes,
And-
it is time
and
to
the-
leave.
And the fact that a little one died, that's not normal, and I don't really want to know what caused that.
Don't worry, Jimothy. We can get some skills later. Just gotta level up. Get you to be a buff wizard.
Okay. So I am taking this as all of you are retreating.
Yep.
If
So
I can't walk in there without dying, oh well.
I mean, if you had a way to overcome poison. As soon as Jimothy, do you deactivate Mage Hand? Jimothy?
Yeah. Yeah, so Jimothy, after having all of his party kind of tell him this and the fact that Ursula's scared, deactivates Mage Hand and walks the fuck away.
As soon as Mage Hand is dispersed, the sound kind of comes back a little bit. Definitely not as loud as it was before, but it does come back.
Just gonna turn the fuck around.
Yeah, I mean, with that, gonna start leading us back down this pathway towards the
Well,
the other.
quick question before we do that.
Mhm.
Sure.
Is there anything else of note in the area aside from the green dragon corpse? Or like, I don't remember if you said where the footsteps, the tracks continued to lead to. Anywhere else in this area?
That's actually a good question, because I thought you guys weren't going to actually do that. Eaxius,
Yeah.
as you were following the footsteps actually walked past the opening to a cave, about 20 to 30 feet more. And actually, now that I remember this, I apologize. You would have seen it when you were doing the initial inspection around the cave for the arrow. There's actually what looks to be a planter box set up here, just to the north of the area. And it looks like some of those poisonous plants have actually been tended and are in such a way that it's set up so that somebody could harvest them.
Oh, fuck that shopkeeper. Fuck that shopkeeper.
All right. Kind of.
And it does look like those footsteps went up to the box.
Make it go up to the box.
Make a survival check.
Is there a slow helping?
Yeah.
You got it.
Take the 19.
There are 2 sets of footprints around the box. The small set of footprints that led there, and then multiple instances over various courses of time of the larger set of footprints from before.
Really? So it's like the larger footprints just appear here.
Correct.
Mm.
Do you try and find out where they came from?
Yeah.
Cool. Make another survival check.
Is there still helping?
Yeah.
As you go off, you're following the footsteps, and it looks like they're going towards like a little clearing that's almost been artificially made out of some of the plant life. You can see on the ground there is a circle with what looks like some kind of runes on the ground, along with a set of stones around it in very like almost hewn, very deliberate placement. But there's
would this be reminiscent of a circle of stones that we've seen earlier?
Maybe.
Oh, fuck you.
Perception check question?
I think it might be something more of... Timothy, you want to look at something possibly magical?
Fuck yeah.
Can you see if this is like a teleporty thingy-mabobber thing?
Jimothy, as you go over, it does look like on the ground there is a almost like a rune etched into the earth itself. The earth is just, it's packed dirt, but nothing is growing there. Which, you know, for an area almost perverted as it is here, is even more out of the ordinary than that. But you can very clearly see there is a circle that is etched into the earth, the ground. What do you do?
Arcana check?
Knowledge Arcana. Go ahead.
Wow.
You've learned in your travels. Oh wait, that's a nat 1.
That's my third fucking nat 1 today. I'm just gonna fucking check
but
myself out.
do you cast Detect Magic?
Sure.
As you perform the ritual for Detect Magic, when it actually comes into being, Jimothy sees with his special eyes that there is very clearly a rune of teleportation that's basically etched into the earth there. One moment. And you can tell that it is. Wow, it's not listing the thing. Let me find it. One moment. I apologize. There is a very, very strong resonation with conjuration in the circle itself, and you can tell just based on what you're seeing that this would be one of the sigils for a permanent teleportation circle location. So You with your knowledge of the arcane, this is just your base knowledge, not even rolling Arcana for this one. You know that a teleportation circle allows somebody to teleport to this location when they cast the spell. This is like, if you think of it as a boat, this is the anchor that would allow the boat to stay there. So this is the anchor point, and you'd basically just be moving your boat to that anchor, that kind of thing. So this would allow somebody to teleport from wherever they are to this location.
Interesting. So likely this is how our potion shopkeep friend that hired us is able to get to and from here so easily. That's why their house is so far away, but they're still able to work it, well, where they do.
Seems efficient.
Is no one
Magic.
gonna question the reason why he has a summoning circle next to a dead green dragon?
I imagine it's for powerful reagents. He makes powerful potions, so...
Potion seller. Sell me your most powerful potion.
It's,
Need to go to the Green Dragon to get my most powerful potion.
if I genuinely had to guess, I'm fairly certain it is so he can get these reagents. Like, he stumbled across this, or maybe his kid did, and they set up their little cultivation box, and he just gets his reagents from here. I mean, if you got powerful reagents, and the body's just rotting away, there's no reason to not make use of them. You can help people with that.
I don't trust it.
The Green Dragon. Anybody that has, I mean, based off of what you've seen, a lot of the plants here, given that they are, out of the ordinary, would be very valuable to any alchemist, let alone, or any poisoner, anybody that uses these types of things.
And you said that there's like a cave. Is there anything in the cave that we can see from here?
So the cave itself is more of the it's basically just the two caves there are the one that's just housing the circle. So it's basically just just a small stone area, and then there's the one that was formed from the plants itself over the corpse. Otherwise, it's just the woods. But certainly much more densely covered than normal. But even the density is off the charts when you go towards the corpse itself, where the dome is.
Well, I think it's safe to say if the client's been here often to harvest these plants, the arrow's probably not here.
Yeah, we can probably turn around and look somewhere else for that.
Okay. So all of you are heading the other direction?
Yep.
Well, was there anything... So you said the path, the footsteps went past the cave? And there was...
The footsteps, the young set of footsteps, the smaller set, goes up to this area where you are now, the planter box. And then the larger set of footprints goes between the planter box and that teleportation circle.
Okay, and neither of them go any further.
Anywhere else, correct.
The small footsteps turn back around and head back in the other direction?
That's a good question. No, they don't.
That's why I was asking. Okay. Where do they go? Oh, DM?
They go to the teleportation circle.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I think our small friend came out here, found the dragon, set up the teleportation circle, and then our potion seller arrived and took them away and all that. So.
Time to pick another path.
I say that we go to the heart of the forest, since that's the closest route to where we are right now. And then if we need to double all the way back, then we'll just sort of keep diverting, the other paths there.
Okay. Yaxius, please make a survival check. It's easier this time because you're following the footsteps back. You've already been on this path.
So you say that, but I know that that means it's actually going to, result in abject failure because that's how this works. So DC's dropped considerably. So
Nat 1.
is Ursula assisting?
Yeah. Nah, I'm taking all the nat ones this time.
Nat
apparently.
20.
Never mind.
You just right down that path, blazing a trail.
Yep. Yeah, it'll lead us right back down and lead us, towards down the other path that goes towards the heart of the forest.
So, as we go back, we're going to clear all the drawings. I'm going to take all of you.
Can I just double check, make sure nothing's following back, or if I need to? I'm suspicious as fuck now, so.
Sure. Make a perception check as you're going down the path.
Alright.
Just giving him power. If you're
Nope.
afraid.
No.
He's got his power for you.
No, it's the second nat one. No.
Not a
That-
damn thing.
If,
Man, that
if there was a
dragon
green
just does
dragon,
not want to
that
be
bastard
seen.
did not want me to see him. Yeah. That's the second nat one I rolled on that green dragon perception check. Fuck that. Nope. If I don't, it doesn't exist.
Okay. So, you all are in the same clearing where you were when you had the run-in with the boars, and suddenly the sounds were gone. As you get here, that pallor that was over the woods is no longer there. The wood sounds are back to normal. You do hear critter sounds, and the sunlight filtering through the forest is kind of, it's back to normal. It's not it doesn't have that off-putting coloration anymore. That being said, I will
So what
say
you're telling me is I need to roar again, right?
yes, that would be the great idea.
Oh.
Please do. Please roar really loud as a red. I will say
Nothing is technically stopping you.
out of character right now. It is 10 o'clock my time, which means it's 11 o'clock Birds' time. I know a lot of people have that time constraint. I'm willing to keep going, but
I'm
I want
willing
to
to
clear
keep
that.
going.
I want to clear that with everybody else before we actually keep going. Please do not feel bad if you want to stop, but you don't want to say it out loud. You can DM me
So this is
privately.
actually a pretty good stopping point, honestly.
It is. It is. You guys are in a good stopping point, so it's completely up to you what you guys want to do.
I would prefer to stop. I apologize. I'm fading. as we
No, don't
You're all good.
apologize. It's
Heckin' fade.
so okay. So we are stopping from the night. That was very good times. How'd everybody enjoy? Oh, by the way, I had multiple paths listed on my sheet here. I didn't have to do jack shit for you guys to go here. You guys went here without me prodding you, and I wanted you to.
Nice.
As soon as you started talking about
wanted us
plants,
to.
I was like,
We need to go back. We need to go back to town right now.
to
Why?
town?
Why?
Because the DM wanted us to go here.
Oh,
The
yeah.
DM wanted us to go to the Green
No,
Dragon.
I wanted you to go to
Corpse.
the Green Dragon Corpse.
I gotta be honest. Right? The power move is to go where the DM wants you to, because there's plot and like things to kill and like mysteries to uncover. So it's like the moment the DM says, "I want you to go there," it's like understood. I will embark upon an epic quest to arrive at that location.
So what you're
And I
saying
like-
is
I
we
like
need
it
to
going where
turn
the
back
DM goes.
around.
Yeah, it's returning back around. We're going back there, guys. Time
Walking
to let
straight
Jimothy
into
cast
that
his
dome.
spells. Time to let
Fuck it.
Jimothy cast all his spells. Just fucking start casting spells. Like I don't even care, Jimothy. Just go.
Magic missile, man.
I say magic missile on
Oh
the
yeah,
Dragon
you
Corpse.
magic missile the Dragon Corpse. Let's see how that turns out for you.
Don't get me wrong, I want to.
I mean, we're in a wood, we're in a place called the Haunted Forest with a creepy dead dragon. I'm sure it would be fine. It would just, respond to that with a calm, polite, raising of its head and saying, "Please don't do that," before resuming being dead.
Oh,
And it would invite us for tea.
definitely, yeah. That
And then
sounds...
everyone clapped.
Oh my god.
I was there. I was on that train.
Good
I just want
times.
to know. I just want to know what would have happened about that mage hand passing the barrier. But that's just me.
Well, I mean
So,
that may have ended poorly.
Hmm?
It may have. We'll never know. We probably will know eventually, but we for now don't know.
I mean, Jimothy could just start booking it back towards the corpse and just go, Mage Hand, I want the
Do
thing.
not. Do not.
I want the
Brain
thing.
Club activate.
It's
I mean,
it's
if
like
he goes off on his own,
the
and is
entire
far enough
forest from where you are just goes silent, and you hear just a roar from the distance.
away- Oh boy.
Then
Anyways,
Fenton roars back.
I am
Never
stopping
take that
stream.
laying down.
Oh,
Stopping the
Fenton roars
stream.
back, huh? Oh boy. Okay.